Let me know when we're up on Wimkin.
Roger. All right, we should be going live. And we are hot.
Let me look. It's good.
Outstanding. Going to give it 5 seconds and then pop and smoke. All right, Wimkin, welcome to the show. Twitter, all you other lovely people. Good to have you here. Rumble, YouTube, Wimkin, Facebook. Who did I miss?
YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, Wimkin, Twitter.
Thought I said Twitter.
Maybe you did. I didn't hear you.
That's okay.
So this is a good song. I don't know if I've heard it.
You never heard this?
Maybe. No, I don't think I have.
I just asked Brandon and the guys to get me a full discography.
Yeah.
So we could play more.
Absolutely.
Folks, we're almost done here. We apologize. I'm doing something. How much time do I got? I gotta refresh. Oh, and I did it. Ah. All right, let's see if I can do this. File, export, save as. Don't move, cat. Don't you dare do it.
You could blow the picture up.
Huh?
You could blow, like, zoom in, can't you?
I'm working on it, honey. Cut me some slack, woman. I'm going as fast as I can. What do you want from me?
Come on, do faster. Let's go.
Yeah, obviously. Cheney Cam. All right. And zoom in. That's as good as it's going to get from the zoom. But there it is. Cheney Cam is officially up. Let me go ahead and put her up there. There we go. Oh, I got to get her a folder and then we're done. And that's the Cheney Cam. All right. How are we happy? Is that good enough for the Cheney Cam?
Fantastic.
Outstanding. Oh,
See what everyone else says throughout the show.
Yep. Welcome everybody. We are kicking it off here in a few seconds. Sorry that we didn't have much of a pre-show, but we wanted to get that done. What are we talking about? Election. It's Red Friday. We got a bunch of stuff. So just get in here. Let's rock and roll. Pretty simple. We'll see you in the better part of 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Step into a Wimkin.
Cam's supposed to be up?
Yeah.
Do you want the truth? Are you tired of being so confused? You feel like you're more fucked up than the lies on the evening news. Well, just step right in. We can talk.
Olivia gave her a little paw. She got a paw.
Oh, that's cute.
She got a paw on her logo.
That's really
She looks so pretty.
And if you want, we can hug and kiss and make up for the party ends. Agree or disagree, start arguing me. 'Cause I'm everything you want, damn sure what you need. I won't tell no lies, back up on the facts be true. And if you can't get down with that, you must be somebody's dog.
I hear most often that I always try to help people connect the dots is what is past is prologue. And although Shakespeare, not my favorite, it's an interesting thing when you look at 1980 and the crack epidemic and what the United States government was involved in with the Contras.
No kidding.
So I don't understand why people are so shocked and they call Roseanne a conspiracy theorist. Because there's evidence in the past of the government getting involved in this, and there's plenty of books on this, and you can read this.
Hey, here's what I think. I love your show, by the way, Matt Spear, and
Thank you, ma'am.
Just discovered you about a week ago,
ma'am.
Oh my God, this guy's a genius. The facts he can spew.
God, I love you.
You can spew fact, and that's the sign of a genius.
Thank you, ma'am.
So I appreciate you asking me that.
So you just made my life.
I do remember back when they were bringing the crack cocaine into the black neighborhoods, and that proved that the CIA was doing it because they were grooming that population, and they've been.
It's Red Friday, RED Friday, which stands for Remember Everyone Deployed. A movement designed to honor veterans and deployed U.S. troops by wearing a red shirt every Friday. As simple as that may be, Red Friday is a great way to back those who serve our country. Go to dumbshow.com and search for Red Friday to get your red on.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me Show. It's good to have you here. Livy, good to have you here. It's Red Friday.
Sir.
Yeah.
We should zoom into the Yeti cam so the back of my head is not in it. I don't know if that's a possibility, but you can see the back of my head.
Well,
right
the
here.
camera reset, so there it is.
There we go. Much better.
That's as good as it is going to get. It's not going to get much better than that.
That's perfect.
So she's
as long as my fat head's not in there, I'm okay.
You don't have a fat head. Order of priority: show, yogurt. There's no baseball. There's no hockey. Sex.
Yeah, that was my next thing. You beat me to it.
Distraction. Guitar Hero. I'm thinking. Yes. I haven't played that game in a while.
It's been a while.
Welcome to the Don't Unfriend Me Show. My name's Matt Spear, and this is
Olivia Spear.
This is my wife. We aren't extremely fortunate to have the same last name. We're actually married. It is a new month. It's November. Can you believe it's November 1st, sweetie?
No, I can't believe it's November 1st. Christmas is right around the corner.
We are, how many days till election, Liv?
5.
4.
Oh, yeah, the first one was already asked for.
Yeah, so 4 more days. I can't believe it. And I guess we wanted to take a little poll. We're not going to do a poll, but we're going to ask you, what do you think? If Trump wins, do you think that's going to make you more engaged with the Don't Unfriend Me show, where you'll have like a revitalization of energy and want to get involved and watch? Or if he, hold on now, I'm going to ask the questions. Or if he loses, I know that sound. That means you're about to talk. So that's why I did it. Everyone else like, why did he say that? Why? Because I know her sounds. I know
he
many.
knows my facial expressions.
And I know many sounds. So
we know what's on your.
So yeah, I'm cold. I decided to put on the Don't Unfriend Me jacket because I'm chilly.
Let's turn off the AC then.
No, don't turn off the AC. I was trying to draw attention to the jacket for sales. Young Padawan, you have so much to learn.
I knew what you were doing. But.
No, that's why you were going to turn off the AC and make me cook. Anyway, so first question is, say Donald Trump wins. Is it going to have you be more engaged in the show, more energetic, interested to hear what's going on, want to stay in touch with the news, or you just going to be like, listen, I need a break? Or if Donald Trump loses, do you expect a little bit of a hangover where you're really upset and you're like, you know what, I just got to get out of politics. I'll come back after Christmas and maybe come back in January. What do you guys think? I'd like to know.
My opinion?
Yeah.
My opinion is I know that after one election we had, I don't know if it was 2018. I just remember we were in Texas and I remember going, I'm done watching news for a while. I just, no news, because we watched it constantly up until the election.
Oh, yeah. Like after the election,
I was just like,
2016
no,
and 2020,
okay.
it was just like, we're done.
No more. As far as this, I don't know, because if he wins, I think everyone's going to be extremely happy.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, but if he loses, everyone's going to be pissed off. But I don't think that it's going to lose viewers or slow down new viewers. I think it might be the same. I think if he wins, new viewers might spike a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be a detriment to the show. If he loses, accept our pocketbooks.
I'm not worried about the show, so to speak. I'm worried about just where the audience's head's at. You know what I mean?
I think everyone's going to be pretty depressed if he loses. I think there's going to be some. I think this might be the time that the Republicans actually start to revolt a little bit. In my opinion, I think people are going to be real pissed off if he loses.
Can I give people some? Last night, I don't think and I'm certainly not going to go back and do the roulette thing again, because that went over like a lead balloon. But I will. But I think the book analogy people liked and saw it and was like, oh, I can see the books and I can see the choices taken away. So I want to be clear with this, because statistical probability is really a misnomer, unless the statistical probability has everything to do with what we're talking about: current time, current space. Thank you, Amy. And, you know, current data is focused on something that's taking place right now. Versus, okay, there was an asteroid 16.2 billion years ago, and therefore we assume that there was this many asteroids over this period of time, based upon, thank you so much, Bobby, as always, looking at the Earth's surface and looking at craters and looking at impact points. So therefore, if that's the case, we can predict that another asteroid will collide with Earth that will, and asteroids, thank you, Kev, so much. And asteroids, like, if you guys knew how many asteroids hit the Earth on does anyone have an idea? First of all, let's do that. How many asteroids hit the Earth on a daily basis? Who wants to guess?
I have no idea.
Well, that's why we called it Guess Sweepy.
50.
Yeah.
Very uneducated guess.
Did you say 50?
I did say 50. Not sure. Is it high or low? Give me a hot, cold. Let's do the elementary game. Is it hot or cold? What is it?
It's, well, okay, let's do this. How many hit the Earth in a given day?
10.
It's a good guess. About 17 to 20.
Oh, okay.
How many enter the Earth's atmosphere?
Probably 50. That's
30,000.
Really?
Yeah.
I would not have guessed that.
So there is a absolute metric shit ton of asteroid and small rocks and debris entering Earth's atmosphere all the time. But how many actually hit the Earth? So if we were to go ahead and say on an average of 17 to 20 happen per whatever, then we go ahead and say out of that 1720, over this many years, we've seen these many larger impacts. Therefore, the ratio proportion of an asteroid probability hitting us that would be an ELE, thank you, Frank, an extinction level event would be this many. Does that make sense?
Sure.
This many years, this many days, this many.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not the way it works. Because first of all, if there are no asteroids in a direct path or possible linear projection going to hit Earth in the next million years, which we can't possibly see that far. But let's just assume, well, we can see that far, but the vastness of space won't allow us to pinpoint an asteroid of that magnitude. It would have to be an absolute luck to be able to look into the infinite void of space and find an extinction level event asteroid that's on course with the United States or with the world. It's happened, and they can intercept these things more now with AI and all that other stuff. But the point is that the probability of an asteroid hitting us, they could make a guess and say, well, based upon this many impacts, this many hit a day, this is what we're assuming. But that doesn't mean that's going to happen. Now, you can go ahead, and that is a statistical probability that they're saying. This is a hypothetical, right? Based upon previous data, here's what we've come up with. But can you go ahead and predict minus a nanosecond to a few milliseconds, Liv, when the next eclipse will be?
Yeah, they usually predict it pretty good. Yeah,
And they predict it to the second, right? So why? Bless you. Why can they do that? Why can they predict a lunar eclipse, but
because
they can't?
They know the
can't,
position of the sun.
Can I finish my question? How can they predict a lunar eclipse, but not predict an extinction level event asteroid wiping us all out?
Because with an eclipse, you know the position of the sun, you know the position of the moon, and they study it and they can watch it go around. As far as an asteroid hitting the Earth, it depends on what comes near Earth. We have no idea what's out there and what's floating towards us.
We have points of reference, right?
Yeah.
So the question mark is the asteroid itself. We understand the distance because we know how far we can see into space. We understand our position and where we're starting from. So you have 2 points of reference. The third point of reference is an asteroid, and that doesn't exist. With a lunar eclipse, you understand the speed, you understand the time, you understand velocity, you understand spin ratio, you understand gravitational pull, you understand whether there is a decrease or increase in speed. All of these type of things can be predictable because we have the points of reference for all of it. So that is what I was trying to explain last night, is that the law of probability and saying that here are statistical data, that is relevant to this, that gives you the 3 quadrants of trying to find a point, versus elections in the past have went this way, so therefore this election will go the same way. So I have an example tonight, and this is a good one because I saw this data and I was like, oh yeah, this is cool. So I was looking at Eric Erickson's page, and Eric Erickson made a prediction, and we showed Eric Erickson last night. A little, not to point body and all that, but a little heavy set gentleman, but very, very smart. Robbie says, I don't have PayPal or Venmo. Are there other options, Mom?
Marina already got it. She's on top of it.
Outstanding.
That's why we have mods. Oh, by the way, I apologize. Before I forget, have you given?
No, because you didn't remind me like I asked you to. Because I'm a busy man, and I got a lot going on, and giving 2 people a wrench is absolutely important. I don't remember. So my brain is you. You are my brain. So you got to remind me.
I apologize because I'm not very good.
Are
you serious?
Yeah.
Unless it's written down,
Okay.
I can't remember. I've got a grocery list.
Okay.
I was supposed to buy potatoes the other day, and it was on my list, and somehow it disappeared, and I didn't buy potatoes. So
Yes.
I am not the person to have for memory.
By the way, bless you. I forgot to tell you. Bless you for sneezing.
I think you did say that.
Again, bless you. Bless you because of your incapacity of not being able to remember anything except potatoes. So just remind me after the show, please, and we'll do it before the weekend, and we'll chalk it off.
Okay.
Here's Eric Erickson's video. I want you all to take a peek at this, and I want you to listen to what Eric says. And I'm not disagreeing with Eric just to disagree with Eric. I'm disagreeing with Eric here because I don't agree with Eric in this case. Let me do this. Let me delete the Yeni Cam from here. 1 second. I have to put this in a new window. I apologize, everybody, but everybody's got to see Yeni.
They love Yenny, just like
Yeah.
our children.
Where the hell is it? Oh man. All right, I'm just gonna put it right there. Okay. So now I can take that and move that over and take that and put that there. All right. You know what? Yenny Kim is not going to be here. We're going to leave it off. All right. So here's the video. Let's watch this again and take a listen. And I'm going to ask a question and you're going to tell me, is this a roulette wheel or is this doors number 1 through 3, right? Okay. So you better pay attention.
Okay.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, I'm going to go there. Call it irrational exuberance, whatever you want to call it. When I see Kamala Harris pulling money out of North Carolina and putting it into Virginia, that looks like the Democrats are worried. When I see Donald Trump going to New Mexico and Republicans now putting money in New Mexico, maybe it's irrational exuberance on their part. It looks like they're seeing something. When Nevada is as close as it is in early voting between the parties and the...
What just happened?
Ethan came home to get his stuff for the sleepover.
Loud. Worrisome. When I've only got one kid in the house, and if she starts talking to herself, it's time to get the people in the paddy wagon to take her away, right? So when I hear you, I worry that she's not okay, right?
I said hello, I'm home.
I heard him.
I didn't hear you. Thank you for doing that. All right.
I'm gonna go pack my stuff.
Are you wearing red on red?
Yes,
What are you, a blood?
I'm actually matching.
Get out of here.
Senate Republicans have decided to devote more money here at the end to Sam Brown. That's going to be tied to the
Penny Purdue says Yenny makes up for Matt's lack of softness. Wow.
presidential race, and that matters.
I know there's something on Yenny that she always shows that you can kiss of mine, Penny.
Flow of money, the direction of the Senate races, it all points towards the GOP. The fact that there are less conversations now about the House Democrats taking the House points to the GOP. It can all go upside down on Tuesday. Now, listen, the people who are already saying the only way the Democrats win is if it was stolen, they're not smart people. And I know some of them are listening right now. And they're going to call my poor call screener, yell at my call screener, but I need you to know you're not a smart person. If you're already dug in your heels that the only way the Democrats win is it's stolen, you're an irrational cultist.
Yep.
They can very well win. It's a very tied race.
Yep.
But I do feel like the money. I do feel like the money. And I do feel like the where the candidates are and how much time they're putting on the ground does suggest a trend in favor of Donald Trump.
All right. So Eric is doing what most prognosticators do.
Yeah, I'm going to go there.
And I'm going to give you basically what he's saying. 68 of the past 69 Senate races have aligned with the party for president. Do you understand that?
Yes.
What's it saying?
Saying that 68 of the last 69 Senate races have gone, the winner's gone to whoever was elected president, the party.
Right.
Correct?
So
Okay.
so they align. So now that you have that stat, that 68 of the 69 previous elections where the Senate has won, the GOP, the president and the Senate align, 68 of the 69 are synonymous with each other. Only one of them weren't. So now that the GOP is looking like the Senate is theirs, and it would take a miracle for the Democrats to lose or to win the Senate. It would just be a miracle. It looks like it's going, and the House. So that would lead Eric Erickson to believe that because of statistical probability that he has, let's do the math. What's the percentage of 68 out of 69?
At 98%?
It's pretty close to 98%, if not 97.6. Let's do the math because we don't like to guess. Let's give somebody the statistical probability. You have your calculator out?
Sure.
Do you know how to do that?
Yes, I have a calculator on my phone.
Okay, do it.
What am I typing in?
I don't know. You told me you knew how to do it.
Oh, what was it? What were the This is why you can't rely on me for memory.
It's
68 out of 69. Got it.
It's like 99. It's like 99%.
98.5%. 99%.
So it's 99%. Okay, so 99% chance, according to statistical probability, that Donald Trump wins because the Senate and the House look like they are going the way of the GOP. Is that Which one? Is that the roulette wheel or is that the doors? Think about it. Take a second. Take a second. Everybody work together. 98.5%. Thank you, Mr. Oliphant.
The doors?
What makes you think it's the doors? The doors are...
Because I'm making a guess.
These are the doors. These doors are all aligned. They're right next to each other. They're in the same time and space and ratio to proportion. They're all synonymous with each other. And they all have a common thread. They form a symbiotic relationship with each other in the fact that the statistic is that there is a prize behind one of them and not a prize behind the other two. You guessing is that using space, time, and using 3 points of reference, whatever it would be, to identify what question mark is, or probability where it says, oh, because 17 black came up 3 times in this spin of the roulette wheel, I'm going to go ahead and not put any money on 17 black, or I am going to because it's due again. It's going to happen because it's happened 3, it's going to happen 4. Jinxer, which one is Eric Erickson doing? He's taking the last 68 elections where the winner of the Senate and the winner of the presidency were synonymous with each other. Are those points of reference that are in the now, in the present, and tied together where you can make a statistical, educated guess based on projections? Is it the roulette wheel or is it the doors?
Probably the roulette.
It's the roulette wheel. Because the roulette wheel, every spin is different. And if 68 out of 69 elections go a certain way, that doesn't mean it, because here's the thing. The probability of it actually happening is anywhere from 0 to 100%. We talked about this last night. You can't predict that because the variables are not known. We don't know how everybody's going to vote. We have trends and some basic understandings. So I think what Eric should say, and it makes it more of an educated guess, is not do, well, it could go this way or it also couldn't. That's not really the way it works. He should give us some sort of odds of how he feels, but he can't. He can't say with 98.5% certainty that it'll go this way, because those are the things that have happened in the past, much different times, much different voting demographics, different economies, different geopolitical situations, pre-COVID, could have been in 9/11. So you can't do the unknown variable. So what you have to say is this, is that the polls, you listening to me? Because I'm going to ask you a question after this, and if you're not listening, you're not going to get it.
I'm trying.
And then I'm going to be sitting here going, forget the show. Why did I even talk about it? So
I'm doing my best.
Just ignore everybody. Ignore them all. Don't even talk to chat right now. Just ignore it. Just focus on me for 5 minutes, because I'm trying to help people in chat see something that I don't want them to fall into a trap, and I need your help. Cool? Okay. So now that we've established that, is that cool that you helped me? Okay. So what I'm trying to say is Eric Erickson is saying that there's a probability that 68 out of 69 of all GOP and presidential elections were the same party, therefore only one, which means because we're seeing a trend in the GOP, Senate, and House, that would lead him to believe that Donald Trump has a better chance of winning. That isn't true. Why isn't that true? Can you think of a time where the president hasn't won the House and the Senate, but won the presidency?
Wasn't that 2016?
It happens all the time. So what he's saying is he's showing you early signs of when the GOP is predicted to win the House or the Senate, then wins the presidency. But what happens when the GOP isn't predicted to win the House or the Senate? Then what happens? You're in a situation where the president may be GOP, but he doesn't get it, doesn't get a mandate. That happens in history. Or what happens if they're not predicted to win it and then they do? So do you see what I'm saying? There's multiple situations. He could win the House, lose the Senate, and get the presidency. He might not get anything. The Democrats might get the presidency, the House, and the Senate because there are unknowns. So let me ask you this question. What if I said this instead? You asked me a question. Say, hey, Matt, how do you feel the Senate races are going, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I look at you and I say, right now, there are 6 major seats up for grabs. And the 2 things that could happen is that the Republicans could win all 6 and have a very good, strong majority. Or they could win 2 and still win the Senate and have a +1 majority, even with the vice president being a Democrat. Does that pretty much say that the GOP is going to win the Senate? What I just said.
It's a pretty good chance.
Did I
but
give you
no.
any variables of them not winning it?
No.
Because that's what the math is saying right now. Based upon the, why don't you move the cat so we can have this conversation? So the numbers, the stats, and all of those things are pointing not that one giant Senate is going to be already predictable. It's that the individual seats, when we break it down to the minutia and we take away like the books, it leaves a statistical probability of success that it very much is in favor of the GOP. Do you understand the difference now? Or no? Can you move the cat, please, honey?
I'm trying.
Why don't you pick her up and just move her off the... There you go.
To be honest, no.
Okay, so I'm going to continue to explain this because I'm not okay with moving on. Because if I can't explain this to you, then we should just turn the show off because the rest of the show tonight's going to be a waste of time.
Well,
So
you're explaining it great. This is just, I don't understand
no.
this shit.
No.
I
That's
really
not true. That's not
don't.
true because when I used hockey stats, oh, here we go. Let's just do that. Remember when I used hockey stats and it was okay? Can you give me a chance to do the hockey stats real quick?
Yes.
Okay, great. So right now, I want you to pick out of the 32 teams in the NHL, right? We have 32 teams.
Mm-hmm.
Pick the Stanley Cup winner.
It's too hard to say right now.
Why?
Because they're on paper, certain teams look great to win it, but they're playing like shit right now. So
or they don't look good on paper and they're playing great right now.
Exactly.
Too many variables, right?
Edmonton they say was going to win it, but they've won like 3 games or something like that. So
and the Avs were predicted to do very well, and they are struggling immensely because of injuries. Too many probabilities, right?
yeah, it's too early in the season.
All right. Now, what if I went ahead and said this? Based upon the current roster, there are 3 teams that are going to score the most goals. And in alignment with those 3 teams, they also have the best defense. They have the best goals against average. They have one of the strongest penalty kills and one of the best power plays. And their home and away record are almost synonymous. They're 750 at home and they're 630 on the road. Those 3 teams. Would you then have a better idea of who to pick?
Yes.
That is how you predict elections. You break it down based upon... Go ahead and fix that.
It keeps falling. I might need your help. I can't.
Is it your wrist?
Yeah, I can't tighten it enough.
Okay, so let me come over and help you. Bring it up.
It keeps falling. Thank you. Okay. Sucks getting old, man.
So, do you understand now what I just said?
Yes.
Okay. So, when we're looking at this, and now my earphones are dying.
Oh, no.
Okay, so now that we're looking at this, you understand now what I just said.
Yes.
Because it doesn't matter what the 1962 Detroit Red Wings did.
No. Because
they're
it's a different team.
Right, okay. So now you're starting to understand. So we don't...
Yes.
Hey, E.
He wants to say goodnight because he's leaving. I really want to say goodbye to him.
Real fast. Okay. Love ya. It's so stressful trying to run a show and trying to do all these things. Okay, so are we ready?
Yes.
Okay, great. So patience level is just like... Sorry. Okay. So it doesn't matter what the 1962 Red Wings did. It doesn't matter what the 1980 Leafs did. So when Eric Erickson is saying 68 of those GOP and House pathways to House and Senate aligned with the presidency, do you see where I'm saying it doesn't matter what the 1962 Red Wings do?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
so do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, so what he is doing is he's doing predictive analysis based upon statistic consistency and inconsistency. That's what Eric Erickson did. Because the 1967 Red Wings went 4-0 in the Stanley Cup final, the 2024 Red Wings will do the same thing. Get it?
Got it.
Okay. Now, what I'm saying he should do, and what most people get wrong, like Karl Rove and these guys who try to predict elections, is they do what Eric Erickson just did. Does that make sense?
Yes. They're trying to predict it based on past elections or what they're seeing in the polls?
Or no. Seeing what polls, leave the polls out of this.
Okay.
What they're seeing from the past. And when the polls and the data tell them that there are similarities from what happened in the past, they make predictions based upon what happened in those previous years. That is not the way to do this. Okay, it's like saying 1 in 30,000 flights crash. So therefore, it's now 29,999 flights since the last crash, and you're on the next one. Are you going to go on it?
Yeah, because it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter at all because every spin is different on the wheel.
Well,
But hold on a second. But if I tell you January 13th was the last time it crashed, there was a full lunar eclipse, locusts were in the air, it was 72 degrees with a barometric pressure of 29.999. It is exactly the same it was that day, same time, same place, same everything that brought down that plane in that exact situation. Are you going to get on the plane?
Probably not.
No, not a chance. Not a chance in hell. So you can't get that level of certainty out of predictive analysis. You just can't. There's too many variables. But what you can do is, listen to what I'm saying, is that you can take away certain things or put certain parameters in place that were similar to those outcomes and make a prediction when you have multiple points of reference, multiple data points to support your claim. So what he shouldn't do is just stick to the 68 out of 69. What he should say is the following. And he did in the video. His post was wrong. His video was great. Kamala Harris is pulling money out of North Carolina. Republicans are putting money into New Mexico. We're starting to see that women are showing up, but the base is softening. Women are showing up, but that's it. Democrats overall are not showing up. Republicans are early voting, but their base number is they're just showing people who filed and requested mail-in ballot. They have an ungodly lead from those people, but we still have all the people who are going to show up. You're seeing Donald Trump, the gap in some of these numbers I'll show you in these videos, is that he has a very small gap in all these swing states where in 2016 and 2020, where the voting demographic is very similar, he overperformed what they said he would do. You're not mixing apples and oranges. You've just got a list of here's my apples, here's my oranges, here's my lemons, here's my cantaloupe. And then I believe because of all these things that we're going to see Donald Trump win the race. That's very different than just saying 60 out of 69, here's a statistic, this is what's happened in the past, and this is what I think. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, so when I watch this video, and the reason why I wanted to show it to you is because if you don't understand that, when I show these, you're not going to understand why I'm showing the video. And what I never want to do, in fact, next year, I never want to show something that you don't understand. Because I have a feeling that if I can't help you connect those dots on things like this, where you help me understand how to raise kids. You taught me how to teach. You taught me how to be a patient man. You taught me about how to control my frustrations and anger. You taught me how to be a great lover. You've taught me a shit ton. Oh, and you've taught me a ton of stuff about American Idol, which I never didn't want to learn any of those things.
I watched 2 seasons. Okay, that is driving me nuts. What is that noise?
I don't know. What is the noise?
It's got to be on your computer.
Close your messenger.
It's not my messenger.
What are you talking about? Messenger's open. That's the only thing it is.
But it's not mine.
Okay. I don't know. So anyway, so the point is that we teach other some things, but my goal is to help the viewers understand something. And there's a good chance that if you're not understanding what I'm saying, I'm talking over my audience. And I don't want to do that. So I need you to help keep me grounded so I can put it in simplistic terms.
Okay, simplistic terms are going to be terms that I understand, because I apologize, but the roulette wheel and that
Honey,
confuses me more.
Yeah, we've already established that, right? So we established that last night. So you like the hockey stats, right?
Yeah, math. I am horrible at math.
Right. So that's why I went to hockey. Cool. Okay, great. So let's watch this and tell me what you think.
Points. So when you see stuff like this and you're going from less than a point to less than a point, you could say maybe there's a slight hint of Trump momentum, but that is well within any margin of error, Sarah. That's well within any margin of error.
This is just so tight. Nobody should be making any predictions, is what you're saying.
Nobody should be making any predictions, but I'm...
See? Okay. But nobody should be making any predictions, but I'm going to do it anyway. So this is the problem with what he's going to do. He's going to show you right now what I've been trying to explain about the roulette wheel. Okay? The statistical probability is what he's going to do. He's going to try to go ahead and tie these things together when there's no point of reference of what he's solving for. I don't know what it is. The only thing I can think of is right click. And please, this time, don't get defensive when I ask you. Can you open up your Safari and see if Facebook is open? Can you open up and see if Twitter is open? Can you open up and see if your Messenger is open? Because that is what...
Safari's not even open. And all my pages on Chrome.
So can you check the following? Check your Messenger from Facebook if you have it on there. Make sure it's not open. Make sure your Safari is completely closed. Make sure your Chrome is closed. And make sure your email is closed.
Yes. There is nothing open that is not normally open during the shows.
Okay. Then I don't know. Because I've closed everything. So I'm not sure.
Yeah.
So we're just going to have to deal with it. Cool? Can we move forward? Great. So let's watch it.
I'm going to just kind of show you what's going on here in terms of that map that you asked me. Look, Donald Trump, 281 electoral votes, right? If we take it across, because he gets here on the East Coast, right? He gets Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Georgia. He gets Arizona, Nevada, way too close to call, gets to 281. But what happens here? What happens? I mentioned that 3.4 points. Yeah. What if you get a polling miss that benefits Kamala Harris? Well, then she wins all of these states, all these battlegrounds here as well on the
that's not going to happen.
Southwest. Yeah, Kamala Harris to 319. But the polling miss could go the other way, right?
This guy is if this is what we have to look forward to for millennials, we are in some serious trouble. This guy's obviously a millennial, obviously. His data is like, where's Waldo? It doesn't make any sense. He's not showing trends. He's playing the what if my grandmother had balls, she would be my grandfather.
And then Trump gets all these states, all these states, all these states, and you get Trump to 312 electoral votes. So the bottom line is this, Sarah Seidner. I didn't know who was going to win on Monday. I don't know who's going to win on Friday. I'm not going to know until the votes are cast and the ballots are counted. This election is historically close. And again, if you know who's going to win, please give me a call. It's just tight.
So let's analyze this, okay? You've got the Sun Belt, which is essentially southern states, right? Okay. Hold on one second, everybody. So the Sun Belt states are Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina, and Nevada. I don't know why North Carolina is called the Sun Belt states. Do you consider the Sun Belt state to be
No,
North
I
Carolina?
consider Sunbelt southern states.
Right. Well, Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada. What am I missing?
No, Texas.
I guess, but maybe a Sun Belt state for some. It doesn't matter. So Arizona, he's plus 3 points, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Georgia, he's plus 2 points. North Carolina, he's plus 1 point. Nevada, he's tied. Now, I haven't seen anything when it comes to Nevada saying that it's tied. Great Lakes, but I don't know why they're calling it the Great Lakes, because Pennsylvania isn't even touching the Great. So this already this shows you that this guy is a knucklehead.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. Plus 1 point. Wisconsin, she's up 1 point. Michigan, she's up 1 point. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This right here, and I'm going to try to explain it the best that I can and easy. And if it's not simplistic, let me know, because I don't want to lose you, because this isn't fun. But this is what we're going to be doing for the next 3 weeks. Is we're going to be breaking down these numbers, and you've never done this with me. So I really want to take you into this. So not only do you have to just sit here and listen to this shit, but you can start making some, like, hey, what about this? Because you told me this, and this is what I'm seeing. Because that's what I really want, is I want you to be able to look at this stuff and understand what's happening. When Donald Trump beat Hillary Clinton, did he have these type of numbers?
To be honest, I have no idea.
Take a guess. Take a guess. It doesn't have to be right. Just guess.
No, I think everyone thought Hillary was going to win. So I would say that she was up in most states.
Yeah, it was not even close. She was up like by 2.5, 3 points in some of these things. And some of these, they had her like 2 weeks before the election at 20%. I mean, ridiculous numbers. But in the end, she was like 3.5, 4 points favored. And a lot of these swing states, she was favored to win, including Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Pennsylvania, blah, 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 blah. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So in 2020, did he have these numbers? Just guess. You don't have to be right.
No, I don't think he did.
He didn't have these numbers, because we've shown that before. Right? And I went and I showed you all the swing states in 2020 and 2016 and who was ahead. And Joe Biden was ahead in all of them. Now, Joe Biden wound up winning a lot of the swing states. But the point is that Trump overperformed based upon what they said. Bigly. We're talking Joe Biden in some cases had an 8 to 5% lead, and Donald Trump cut some of those by 6 or 7 points in some states, brought it down to 3 or 4 in others. But all of them were within about 1% to 1.5%. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that means he overperformed. In 2016, he performed even better. So now that he has the lead in these states, Liv, and he's demonstrating that he is winning right now, including Nevada, because a tie is a win. Even a 1 point lead for Kamala demonstrates what? Now, based on what I told you about 2016 and 2020, since it's a relative election, it's Donald Trump in these swing states, and there hasn't been generational change in these states, and they are continuing the vote the way they voted.
It sounds like a lot of people have switched over to Republican.
That's a fair assessment, and yes, we're seeing that. But what does it tell you is you don't need to switch over. It's that the polling is showing that they're going to vote for Trump. So they want to change candidate. There's a point of reference. You've seen registration for Republicans beat the living snot out of Democrats nationally, right? Mm-hmm. You're seeing her pulling money out of some of these states. You're seeing Donald Trump visiting some of these states. He went to Nevada, went to Georgia, was in North Carolina, Arizona, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, went to California, went to Texas, went to New York, went to New Mexico, because these trends we're seeing is that the feeling the GOP has right now is that this is going to be an ass whooping. because that's why they're trying to expand the map. They're trying to make sure that Kamala has to focus on her strong areas like New Mexico, like California, like New York, because for some reason the numbers are softening across the United States, and they're showing that Republicans are having strong turnout. They registered over the last year in abundance to 3-to-1 ratio to Republicans. But most importantly, 2016, 2020, these states in particular, Donald Trump overperformed. If he would have had these numbers, Liv, in 16 and 20, he would have absolutely demolished Hillary even more. He would have won 2020 because he was underperforming and he overperformed. Here, they are showing him overperforming, and we hope the trend continues, that he continues to overperform. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay.
When a candidate leaves a state, is it because they think they know they've won it, or they know they've lost it?
That's a really good question. So let me, who did you just ask that, or somebody else asked that?
No, it was me. I haven't even looked at chat.
That is why, this is why we're doing this. Thank God. Because I feel, not for you, for me, I don't feel like a failure. Like, I'm just like, God, thank God. That's probably one of the most astute questions you've asked about the election ever. Like, I'm so happy. All right. So when a candidate pulls out of a state, what do you think my answer is going to be? Based upon what we just said, right? Looking for a point of reference. What are some of the points of reference of why a candidate would pull out of a state?
They know they've lost it. They're not.
Or
they know they've won it.
Or
I don't know. At that point,
they know that they know the other candidate may not be going there, and they've given up. So it's a reactionary. One's proactive, one's reactive. So there's 4 ways. And I know you think they're the same, but they're not. They lost it. They've won it. The other guy lost it. The other guy. I don't know what that is. It's not my computer.
Nothing's popping up on my screen.
At this point, I am like...
It sounds like a phone call is hanging up. That's what it sounds like. That's the noise. That's the only time I've ever heard that, is when we have a caller and they hang up.
I'm looking. Nothing. But I'm shutting down Skype and I'm restarting it, okay?
It might be Skype.
Might be. Is your thing open? From when we did the call the other day?
No. I've shut everything down at the end of every show and put my computer to sleep.
Okay.
And all my web pages, when they open them, I have them to mute.
All right. So okay. So there's 4 probabilities right there that are most obvious. Democrat candidate makes a decision to pull out because they won it, they lost it, or the other person, they're reactionary to them because they won it or they lost it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because you might be on the offense and you're trying to go and take that away. Or you might be on the defense and you're going to react to what these people. So there's 4 probabilities right there. Okay. Mm-hmm. What's another probability? Think about that. Just take a second. Don't feel like you have to answer. Don't feel like you're pressured. We can sit here for 20 minutes. I don't give a shit. This is our show. It's you and me. Tonight, it's you and me. And I'm going to try to help with this so we have a great election night.
Well, you said there was 4 possibilities. We already went over 4.
Well, there's more than 4. Those are the 4 most likely, right? What would a 5th probability be? Let's just say it's Kamala Harris, and she takes and leaves North Carolina. And what happens if she goes and puts money into Florida?
Maybe her polling numbers look good in Florida and she's trying to get more people to vote for her.
Not more people to vote. There's only one reason to put money into it. She doesn't have to work on the popular vote, right? She's a Democrat. She's already got that. Why would she put money in Florida this late in the game?
To try and flip votes?
Or flip, not vote, flip what?
Flip Senate or...
No, flip the state.
Okay.
She wants to win fucking Florida. She wants to flip the state because she thinks she can, right? Well, what happens if early voting is still going on in Florida, but it's not going on in North Carolina?
she can have an influence on Florida voters, but North Carolina's already.
So she'll wait till the day of election and then take some money and put it back into North Carolina the day before, whatever. But she's moving chess pieces around to impact different areas. So the probabilities now, you know what? The probabilities are what? If we got 4 and I just gave you 2 more, and now we can focus on, well, flip the popular vote. She wants to do down ticket races. She want to go ahead and do the House. She sees certain. There you go. So is the question, why is a candidate pulling out? Is it a roulette wheel, or is it the books that we can remove certain areas of the doors or put a few more doors in to get the answer we want? Is it a roulette wheel or doors? The probabilities are endless, honey. Endless.
Roulette wheel.
It's a roulette wheel. So all we can do is take the data. Okay? Trump held 2016 North Carolina. He held in 2020. Do you think Trump has done anything to lose the North Carolina vote?
No.
Have you seen a massive change in their electorate when it comes to the House or the Senate, gubernatorial or anything else? You don't follow it that close? I'll give you the answer. The answer is no. They had a big hurricane. Trump went there. Kamala's visit was not great. What do you think? You think North Carolina stays with Trump?
Yes.
There's a good probability that she's putting that money somewhere else because she's finding herself weak in other territories, and she knows that she's going to lose North Carolina. That is just a guess, but it's what I would do based upon what I'm looking at when I look at the map. But I can't say for certainty, because Trump won in 16 and Trump won in 20, that he has a 66% chance of winning this. I can't do that. But what I can do is I can predict why she's doing it based upon what the polls are saying, what the registration in North Carolina is saying, and I can take away some of those variables, those endless variables, to come up with a basic hypothesis of what she's doing. Probably because she feels she's not going to win North Carolina. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now, why is Trump going into New Mexico?
Probably because he sees his numbers are better than they were, so he's trying to build up more.
It's a possibility.
More of a base.
Do you think he can win New Mexico? You live there. I live there. What do you think?
I do not think he can win New Mexico. I think it's going to be years and years before New Mexico will go red, if ever.
But wait a second. What's the number one demographic in New Mexico? Do you want to look it up?
It's either in a Hispanic or Native American.
Why don't you look it up? Find something interesting here. This will be really interesting. Let me know when you're there.
Hispanic or Latino, 50.1%.
So who is going to vote for, which city is going to vote for Donald Trump that we know of in New Mexico? Just guaranteed. Come, it's north. Albuquerque.
Really?
Well, hold on. Yeah, it's northeast of Albuquerque. No, it's northwest of Albuquerque.
Oh, northwest of. I thought you said Albuquerque was. I was like, yeah.
No. It's Albuquerque. It's a city northwest. It's the second biggest city in New Mexico.
Santa Fe?
Santa Fe.
I don't foresee that happening.
Santa Fe is 100% Democratic. Every single voter. That county has one of the largest propensity of Democrat voters in the country. Santa Fe is blue. Now, where's Albuquerque?
I'd say definitely more blue.
Yeah, but not when Donald Trump is kicking the living bejesus out of Kamala Harris with Latino voters. Latino voters have moved to Trump. This is something you're not hearing about. This is something they're not talking about. But she has lost. This is, okay, let me just sum this up in one ball of wax. If women show up 15% more than they did in 2020, Donald Trump will lose. If they don't, this race is fucking over. Women outnumber men. It's just the way it is. If they show up, and it would have to be 15%. Because do you remember what I said about 2000s, the difference between 2016 and 2020 between men and women? Do you remember what I told you?
No, I'm sorry.
Don't be. 2016, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. What was the difference in the overall percentage of men voting for Trump and not Hillary, and women voting for Trump and not Hillary? Do you know?
No, I wasn't that into politics at that time, so not a clue.
Trump in 2016, in the vote, overall, gained no plus or minus because that was 2016, right? So we can't sit there and compare what he did in 2012. We can't compare. But what we can do is we can look back on the election. And the election is this, is that the difference between Hillary Clinton and the difference between Joe Biden is that Donald Trump stayed flat from 2016 in his percentages. He got the same percentage of men and women, but the votes increased. So how the best way for me to describe this in math, it's really simple. Okay.
I think I
Explain it to me.
understand
Explain it to me. Yeah.
Okay. More people voted, but the same percentage voted for Donald Trump.
Right.
The percentage doesn't change. It's even if more people voted, percentages can't.
Well,
don't change.
the percentages can change.
Well, they
But,
can.
but in this case, they stayed the same.
Yeah.
But a shit ton more people voted. Women and men voted for Donald Trump this time.
It's like if you've got 4 men and 4 women, you've got 50%, 50%, 50% men, 50% women.
Right.
Move that up to 16 men and 16 women, you still have 50% of each. So I mean,
Right.
just because there's more people doesn't mean the percentage is different.
Right. So it would require more men out of that 8 and 8 to have like a 10 to 6 ratio where 10, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
More men voted for Trump. And that is exactly what happened in 2020. Is Joe Biden gained 4%. Trump stayed the same, which is great. It was one of the great election for Trump in 16. He gained more votes, but he did not increase his percentage. He stayed flat with men and women. He got a shit ton more men and a shit ton more women, but there were more women and men in the pool.
Yeah.
Joe Biden increased over Hillary Clinton 4% with women, 3% with men, and that is why Donald Trump lost.
Yeah. That's why he lost.
So now let me ask you a question. If he is performing better in some cases, 17, 18% with Latinos, is that a good thing?
Yes.
If he's performing 8 to 9% better with African Americans, is that a good thing?
Yes.
If he is performing with white men, 4 or 5% better than he was, is that a good thing?
Yeah.
If he's actually even performing better in some groups of women, and even though Kamala's winning women by a landslide, but he's increasing, and Donald Trump is increasing in every demographic versus 16 and 20, is that good news for Trump or bad news for Trump?
It's all good news.
It's all fucking great news because she can't increase her percentages unless she starts cutting into his leads in these demographics. So that's what's it called. You know what this is called. We're going to go back to hockey. I'm just going to kiss you all over tonight if you get this. What would that be comparative to? If Trump can gain 2 points and she loses 2 points, what do we call that?
It's the 4-point swing.
Tell him about the 4-point swing. Explain it to him.
Okay, the 4-point swing is when you've got 2 hockey clubs, okay, and one is ahead by 2 points, and the other is behind by 2 points. And if you get a win, you get 2 points. If you lose, you get 0 points. So you've got the 2 hockey teams. So the one that's ahead by 2 points, if they win that game, they're now ahead by 4 points. Because they got the 2 points, so now they're 2 plus 2 is 4. So now they're ahead by 4 points. If they lose that game, the other team wins. Now they're even. So no team won.
You said I struggled with explaining math. You got it. It's close enough. Essentially, the scale is 0.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go ahead and add 2 points and you stay at 0, you're only a 2-point difference. But if you had the ability to win 2 and then you give 2 to the team, it puts you at -2 and them at +2. That's a 4-point swing.
Yep.
So you have to be in hockey when you're playing a playoff team. You got to be real careful because if you guys are vying for 1 and 2 spots and you play each other, that's a 4-point game. It means you had the potential to win 2 and you got nothing. They had the potential to get nothing, but you gave them 2. That's 4 points. So it's very similar to that. If Donald Trump keeps winning these demographics and she doesn't, that's a 4-point swing. And in the end, whoever has and outperforms the overall demographic equation is going to win this election. It doesn't matter which states vote. It doesn't matter how many popular vote. It matters about the mix of demographic, who wins the voting demographic, because that doesn't change. It doesn't matter where they're from California. It doesn't matter where they're from Florida. If women in California, 56% vote for blah, and in Florida, 56% for blah, and 56 in Rhode Island, and 60, then she's going to win that demographic and that vote. And that's where Joe Biden got the 4% of women. But remember, what is Donald Trump doing? We just showed you on the graph. What's he doing?
He's raising his percentage
right
of likability with other.
It's not likability. It's in the polls, in the questions that we're asking people, he's leading. So he's gaining ground in public opinion, and they're demonstrating the more positive feeling towards him, right? You're right. You know what? You're right. You said it right. You said it right. Because I'll show you this. And this is, I hope I save this graphic because this will explain it to you. You're going to love this. Oh, I did. Happy day, Liv. Happy day. All right. Take a look at this. So if I bring this over, this, explain the graph. This is exactly what you said. Explain the graph. Take a look at it. Thank you, Robbie. Can you see what's going on here?
Yeah, it's not a Venn diagram, so it's hard to see.
Middle class. All right, so let's look at it together. What is
the red line's Trump? The blue line is Harris.
Correct.
I don't know what demographic this is.
It's okay. So let's see if we can figure it out. Fair?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So when we look at this, Trump is way down as of July.
Mm-hmm.
And then something happened right around here where Harris was showing this favorability. And she went, what happened? What happened right around here?
July,
which would
August-ish?
August, September.
It looks like
What
August-ish.
You know what happened? What happened?
Come
on. Huge. Whose name is this, honey?
That's Harris. Oh, that's when she went.
Yeah.
That's when she became the presidential nominee.
Right.
Stole the presidential nominee.
And also what happened? What happened for Trumpy Trump?
Oh, yeah.
So you're seeing an increase in likability here. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And Harris comes up and in the middle of October is riding high. Right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then it dropped. So here and here, you're seeing attempted assassination of Trump and Joe Biden dropping the fuck out. Harris goes up because of the dropout, and Trump gets his favorability spike at the same time. But what has happened now? Let's look at it here. What's happening?
She's starting to go down, and he's steadily increasing. Hers is dropping like a freaking rock.
Like a rock. And he is going up. So what does that mean?
That what it's saying, if I'm not mistaken, is that if it keeps going in that way, that her favorability with whatever group that was, I'm going to assume it's women, is going down, and his is going to go up. So at some point, it's going to pass. Now, it's
and that wasn't for women. That was just overall favorability. Okay.
At some, I mean, we just hope that there's enough time.
No,
for him to pass her.
Because what did we say? A close race favors who?
Donald Trump.
100%. in every way, shape,
Why
and form.
is that?
Because he does what in 2016 and 2020? We've been saying it all along. He overperforms. So a close race between them based upon his previous, that this is a change election, that there is a very large shadow vote for him. There's people who don't want to put out signs. There's people who don't want to talk to pollsters. There's people who are afraid that they're going to get flagged by the FBI. This is very 2016. There is a very large shadow vote. And you know this bullshit vote that you keep seeing, or this commercial where the women go in and they look at each other? Here, we'll do the look. Ready? I'll look at you. You look at me. Here. You're supposed to look at me.
I am looking at you.
No,
in the
you got to
camera.
turn your head. You go. You're going to vote for Kamala.
Absolutely. Not going to call my husband, though.
Let's be
blows my mind.
Let's
that
be
women,
lesbians. Let's be lesbians.
I understand she's pulling the woman card, but women, majority of the, and when it comes to households, women are the ones who do the shopping majority of the time. We are the ones who have seen our grocery bills going up.
Let's come back. Let's don't go too far off because you're doing so good. I'm so proud of you. You're kicking ass. So hang tight with me. We're almost done. You're doing great. What movie is that? It's like, oh yeah, where Samuel Jackson. He's like, how you doing, honey bunny? I've got to pee. He's like, you're doing great. You know, in Pulp Fiction, in the restaurant where he's talking to Honey Bunny and he's trying to talk her through. You're doing great. I'm proud of you. Tell her you're proud of her. I'm proud of you, Honey Bunny. Tell her you love her. I love you, Honey Bunny. Great. So you're doing great. Okay. Now.
Thank you, dear.
Okay, great. So thank you so much, Joanne. You're the best. Okay. Joanne Lutman.
And we got an order.
Joanne, do you know the etymology of your last name, Lutman? We'll have to talk about it in a second. I'll do that in a minute. Okay, so Liv.
Yes.
Fuckus, right here.
Okay.
So now that we know a close election really helps him out, right? Because based on past performance, but we can do that because it's still a point of reference that's relevant today. The 2016 and 2020 are points of reference that actually still correlate today. More 2020, but since the feel of 2016 is kind of relevant today, you can look at both of these things and kind of take the temperature of America. And there's similarities between 2020 and 2016. There's a lot of uneasiness about the economy. There's a lot of uneasiness about business and housing. But then you go back to 2016 and it's like global stability. It's overall the divisiveness. It's the border. These things are synonymous with each other. So now, if we do that, let's go over here. So, Liv.
Yes.
This is 2024 and 2020.
Okay.
Okay. This shows top battleground states, real clear politics national average, favorability rating. Then you see 2020 and 2016. Top battlegrounds, RCP national average, favorability rating, and then don't worry about electoral map, toss-up map. That's just something that doesn't need to be there. In fact, no, I'm not going to make it go away. But okay, so I don't want analysis paralysis from you, okay? So we're not going to do that. You can look at this and it can just overwhelm you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's take a look. Look at Biden. Look at Trump. Look at 2020 versus 2016. So let's start at the top. No, let's start at the bottom. 2016.
Can you put your mouse on the numbers we're talking about,
Sure.
please?
Here's the spread.
Okay.
We take a look at 2020 through 2016. Top battlegrounds in 2016, favorability rating, 1.3, overall 11.7. Lead, 1.3. Top battlegrounds, 0.3. Democrat advantage. Do you see that?
Yes.
So overall favorability rating, Hillary Clinton had a plus 11.7 favorability. Okay. Great. She, in Real Clear Politics average, had a 1.3 lead. And in top battlegrounds, had a 0.3% lead. Let's go to 2020. Favorability rating was 19.7 for Donald Trump. You see that? You see it?
How?
Or excuse me, for Joe Biden, sorry.
Got it. Okay.
For
there
Joe
you go.
Biden, 19.7. Real Clear Politics average was plus 7.4. Now that's huge. Now Donald Trump overperformed, but it wound up being pretty correct because the numbers actually, Joe Biden won, and he won pretty decisively with the amount of votes that he got. So the national vote actually showed the popular vote panned out to what the 7.4% was actually. So it was fairly accurate. Battlegrounds was not. They were a shit ton closer than 3.4%. So you see, okay, see it? Hillary, Biden. Now let's go to Trump. In 2020, take a look. Favorability rating, 19.7%. That is a deficit compared to his candidate. 7.4% on the Real Clear Politics national average. And a top battleground plus 3.4%. That is not against Hillary Clinton. That is against Joe Biden's numbers down here. Do you see how they're reflective? Here are the numbers. We just tuck and put them right here. Okay? So we took Joe Biden's numbers and we stuck them right here.
Okay.
You following me?
Not really, no.
No. It's really easy, honey. We just took the numbers from 2020 and stuck them up here so we could have a 2020 here and a 2020 here.
Got it. Okay.
Because we're comparing Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden, Trump and Trump, and now we're actually have Joe Biden up here in 2020, and now we're going to move to 2024. Okay? I'm showing you a trend.
Okay.
Top battlegrounds. Donald Trump, +1. Which means that he owns the Republicans. See the R? He's +1. Donald Trump's winning in the battlegrounds. Real Clear Politics national average. He's actually winning here. Favorability rating is she has a 2.8 plus. But if you go back and we look at that previous graph, what did we learn about this graph?
That her numbers are lowering. Her favorability is
At
lowering.
one point, she was almost 10-point differential in favorability. And now, look where she's at.
So
Hold on.
Well, I got a question.
No,
so I
you can't ask a question.
understand
You can't ask a question yet. Not yet. Because what I'm going to show you is go back and take a look at the result here. He is so, basically, this is what it means. He is so fucking close to her. And Donald Trump overperforms. He overperformed in 2016 because he won. We know he overperformed in 2020 because they expected him to be low. But he is leading in battlegrounds, leading in Real Clear Politics national average, and his favorability rating is within a C hair of her. And these are the numbers he had in 2016, and he obliterated Hillary.
So these numbers were taken 4 days before the election in 2016 and 2020, where it was at, right?
Correct.
Okay, so
Correct.
that's what I wanted to know.
Got it?
Yes.
So what does all this say? If we're going to go ahead and make a prediction about this, what we can say is it looks really good for Donald Trump. There's only one problem. What is the problem? Are we voting today?
No.
Then what's the problem?
It's voting day. It's election day. Whoever votes then, right?
No, but we have 4 days for Trump to fuck it up. And here's the thing. It's too late. It's too late. Because the early voting is pretty much done in most states. We get to early vote tomorrow, right? Mm-hmm. But most states have done early voting, which means who's left?
The Democrats, because
What?
I'm so confused.
Who votes on election day, sweetie?
Usually Republicans. don't they?
Republicans. And why'd you say Democrats?
I don't know because I'm very confused.
Honey, don't be
of it.
confused. Listen, who's left to vote?
Republicans usually vote on voting day.
what's-
Democrats usually do mail-in, right?
That's right. What's the ratio on voting day usually from Republicans to Democrats? Do you know?
I would say 60-40, but no,
That's really close. It's a 3-1. So 3-1. Early voting is usually a 3-1. Mail-in ballots and early voting goes to Democrats, right? What is it this year? 3-2.
Oh.
So Republicans have shown up and requested mail-in ballots, but this is new. These aren't standard voters. These are new Republicans. These are younger Republicans. This is expanding our base. This is Latinos who didn't vote in 16 and 20 for Donald Trump are now coming out, and they were Democrats, and they're used to early voting, and they're used to mail-in ballots, and they've come over to our side, and they are doing that. That's why it's a 3-2. But same day of, it's a 3-1. So if we are, now this is going to blow your mind. Okay, you ready? In Pennsylvania, what was the lead from early votes in Pennsylvania, roughly, to Democrat to Republican this time in Pennsylvania in 2020? How many, what size of a lead did they have? Do you know?
Did Democrats have?
Yeah, for early voting versus Republicans. Do you know what the overall lead was?
No, unfortunately, I didn't pay attention to that.
About 900,000. So they led about 900,000 more votes than Republicans in Pennsylvania. Where is it at now?
100,000?
How much?
100,000?
No, 565,000. Now, that is a 350,000 vote disparity, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many votes did Joe Biden win by in Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania?
Yeah. Do you remember?
No.
Sub 100,000. I don't remember the exact number. Leroy said 71, but my thoughts were is that it was actually a little bit closer than that. But it doesn't matter. The point is, they are down like 275,000 votes where they were this time last year.
Got it.
In Pennsylvania. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you understand how devastating that is?
Yes.
That they are going to have to find some way to make up 250,000 votes in 4 days. When they have been pushing mail-in ballot. This is what's happened, is the Republicans have caught up to the Democrats in the mail-in ballot game, in the vote early game. And that has been the message for 4 years. Too big to fail. Vote early, vote often. It's what we've been saying. It's what this show's been saying. It's what every single major podcaster has been saying. It's what Fox News has been saying. It's what Donald Trump's campaign has been saying. Vote early, vote often, get out there and make sure it's too big to steal. We're seeing that. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Questions. It's a big one.
Can I call you Mr. Degrassi from now on? My goodness.
I'm proud of you. You stuck in there and you got a little crabby.
So did you.
No, I didn't. I was about as patient as a fucking elephant. Are you kidding me? How was I grumpy?
When Ethan came in and then when I wasn't understanding.
Do you understand how hard it is to try to run a show when every second you get an interruption from the cat, from Ethan, from the beep? And you're kind of like, I'm just trying to do a show. So we had already said goodbye to Ethan.
I haven't seen him all day.
Oh God, what's going to happen if he goes 3 minutes away? I'm upset. You know what? It's time for us to argue. And I've argued with Amy and I've argued with Leroy. I don't think I was rude to you at all. And I think it's really, really disrespectful for you to say that. I think I was very, very patient. You just did.
No,
I was grumpy.
You were grumpy.
So please define the word grumpy for me.
Grumpy would be you just were a little short with the cat and with
wait a second. What am I, a Haitian? With the cat?
Well, when the cat was up on my desk and then when Ethan came in. But you had my 100% divided attention because I can tell you I have absolutely no freaking idea what's going on in chat.
I don't think I question your attention span. I think I've been whatever. I've been congratulating you from being able to follow along. But I don't think I was rude. I
never said you were rude. There's a difference between rude and grumpy. They
grumpy
have completely
means bad,
different meanings.
Means irritated and ill-tempered and bad-willed. That
but
doesn't
rude
mean rude.
Is just no. Rude is being mean and just I think it's a completely different thing. You can be grumpy without being rude. That is my opinion.
Okay. I don't know if I agree with you.
Because you've been grumpy before without being rude. And grumpy, I've been grumpy without being rude. Grumpy is just, I don't know. That's just
Let me ask you a question. So would you say I was being a dick?
No.
Okay.
I don't think you were being a dick. I
Well,
just think you were a little grumpy and you got a little short.
Okay, so
but
now
I didn't think you were being a dick.
Now you've added the word little, which makes that a lot easier. But I consider grumpy to be rude. So thank you for telling me. I appreciate it. If I was rude to you, I certainly, if I was a little grumpy with you, I certainly wasn't trying to be. My frustration is that I've got hundreds of people who are trying to watch the show, and I'm trying to balance all of it, and I'm trying to explain something very complicated that requires attention, and we kept getting interrupted. So my frustration certainly wasn't you, and if I did that, I apologize.
The sound was making my head go off. That's why I mention it, because I'm like, it's distracting me to where I can't focus. There's a reason why I didn't talk on chat, and it's so I could focus, but the sound was making me not focus.
Jared says, I heard little dick. I'm like, I heard little dick too. That's what I heard.
I did not call him a dick.
You're a little dick. So can I ask you a question?
I would never say you have a little dick.
Well, because this show's about honesty.
Exactly.
And so here's the thing that I would say, just a question, just because I just want to ask, have you ever been wrong?
Yes.
When?
I'm gonna have to think real hard about that one because I don't know.
Right. So that's what I figured.
I'm a woman, of course.
Yeah, but
I'm never wrong. Are you serious?
Right.
That's my right as a woman. Don't take it away from me.
See, it's funny how, and what's hilarious is that like everybody takes your side. It's so funny. Matt needs a nap. I don't need a nap. I just,
I hate someone else is trying to say something right now.
I don't care. The cat drives me crazy. Like the cat, we need to staple her to her plaything.
Everyone loves it. All the comments when she's on.
Yeah, but you are like, it's like putting a slinky in front of you. Your ADD kicks in, and it's I can't.
When I'm doing all the chats and stuff, it's fine. But when you saw me, I wasn't even touching her when I was focused on you.
I know what it is.
10 days?
10 days.
I'm not even grumpy right now.
You're totally fucking. You are being a snatcheroo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
You want to do this on air?
Oh, yeah, I totally do. Yeah, it's 10 days. Check
no,
it.
7.
Yeah, I'm right. You know I'm right. You know what's funny is I went to Hayden, and she was yelling at me earlier, and I looked at her, and I said, Hayden, I love you, and I don't mean to make you feel uncomfortable, but you're going to start your time of the month, and you need to leave me alone and get away from me, because I already have my wife, and I don't need you to.
Someone's taking your side right now.
So she goes, and she picks up the phone, and she goes, oh my God, it's 7 days.
See, this is when you need to get a hotel because we're on the same cycle.
Oh my God, yeah, you guys.
Luckily, it's not going to last too much longer.
Cuckoo, just vote. See? Nothing, get out of here. No, we've had
Have
enough.
you done the kitchen yet?
No, I'm about to do it. I
Okay.
got up and I heard you.
Hayden McKenna, kitchen.
Okay, what
Now.
about me?
Go. All right. So this one's huge. Let's get back into what we always get into. By the way, I love you, and I'm looking so forward to our weekend together because I miss the shit out of you, and I hate that you are gone. And yeah, I love you. All right, so let's do this, even though you're being a snatch. So let's.
Really?
I had a error. Hello. I'm hearing echo in my mic. Something. Am I picking up a radio station or something? I don't.
Dick.
Now, batting. From the red wave. Oh, Olivia. I'm on PMS Spears. Okay, here we go. Did you hear what happened? Do you know who Liz Cheney is, right?
Yes.
Who's Liz Cheney?
Was she related to
Yeah.
Cheney? Was it his wife or his daughter?
Dick Cheney.
Yeah.
Daughter.
Okay. Yeah. Then
Do you know what she's known for besides voting with Donald Trump 93% of the time?
being a rhino? She switched her vote to Kamala, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So she essentially did the January 6th committee with Adam Kinzinger and went after Trump for J6 and essentially just abandoned the Republican Party. And now Democrats are campaigning together. And what's really interesting, so there's a whole, like, if I mention Dick Cheney, like, what do you think of when you think of Dick Cheney? Just like, give me a couple things.
Arizona. Am I thinking of the right person?
It's McCain.
Okay, see, there you go. Then no,
Give me,
I have no
give me,
idea.
just think of Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney. Come on, Dick Cheney. Hi, Olivia. Dick Cheney. What do you think of when you think of Dick Cheney?
Wasn't he Bush's vice president? I see. I don't
No,
even,
he was. And I actually briefed him. And I had him before he was a complete frickin' wacko.
Which
but
is the one that shot himself in the head when they were hunting?
okay, he didn't shoot himself. He shot somebody else. That was Dick Cheney. And that's going to be a part of the story. But Dick Cheney, when he was quail hunting, went ahead and shot his buddy in the face with birdshot. Live, focus. Okay, so you think of a guy who shoots people with a shotgun. What else? What else about Dick Cheney?
Then I have no idea because I thought he was McCain. So
You know what? You would
I don't
be
even know what state he's from.
You would be totally good if you just started naming some things about McCain, and you would probably hit the bingo card on Dick Cheney.
See, this is probably where I've been so confused when people say Liz Cheney, because I've been thinking McCain the whole time.
That's okay. McCain is the one that's on the View, was on the View, or still is. I don't know. She's not on there anymore. But that's McCain's daughter, and she hates Trump too. They both hate Trump. McCain's, Cheney, Bush's hate Trump, but they are a part of a selective group called neocons. Do you know what a neocon is?
You've explained it before, but no, I
It's
could
really
not
simple.
define it.
It's a neoconservative, and essentially their practice is they believe in globalism, where the United States should pretty much be the world's police, and they intervene into conflicts to be the mediator, but also regime change and to influence governments, very similar to Manifest Destiny, where we felt Christianity had to be given to all people in North America. They believe that the republic for which it stands under capitalism needs to be the predominant form of government everywhere.
Got it.
Okay, neocons. A warmonger, an opportunist, and he ran and was involved in Halliburton. And when Bush decided to go ahead and rain holy hellfire into and finish his daddy's war in Iraq and Afghanistan, Halliburton, which was like ranked something like 32nd in the overall defense contracting, they provide food, they provide weaponry. I mean, Halliburton does a shit ton of stuff. They are all tied up into essentially being a one-stop shop during time of conflict. They'll bring in entertainment, they'll bring in food, they'll bring in water, they'll bring in vehicles, but they also have a contractor element to it as well. So Halliburton, medical supplies, all this. Halliburton does a ton of stuff. They're essentially, just think of them like a rolling cafeteria or a rolling PX. They're a rolling Buc-ee's.
Oh, okay.
But with bombs. So Halliburton has a lot of that. Now, Dick Cheney profited millions. I mean millions. So did the Bushes. And Halliburton became one of the last of these companies to being in the top 8 in the world.
Did Dick Cheney like run Halliburton, own it, or CEO or something like that?
The answer is yes.
Okay.
Okay. So Matt, do you think Trump is going to win? Roxanne says yes. Yeah, I've got a really good feeling that he wins. Yeah. And yeah. But I don't want anyone to be like, Matt, how dare you? It's just everything. I'm going to be very surprised if he doesn't win. And the reason why is simply this. Is he going to win Arizona? Yeah. Is he going to win Georgia? Yeah. Is he going to win North Carolina? Yeah. Does he have a chance to win Nevada? Yeah. And does Pennsylvania look really fucking good? Yeah. And everything will tell you if he does that, it's over. The race is over. She can win Minnesota, Michigan, and Wisconsin. If she loses Pennsylvania, this fucking race is done. It's done. And if you see him go in and take a Michigan or a Wisconsin, or takes New Hampshire early in the race, and then hits Georgia, we don't have an answer on Arizona and Pennsylvania, but he hits North Carolina, he hits Nevada, he hits Arizona. Well, he can't hit Arizona. So say Arizona and Pennsylvania don't report, and Nevada doesn't report because they suck too. But Nevada's done a lot for their voter registry, and they've done a lot working. So they may report. So let's just say Nevada reports, Michigan reports, Minnesota reports, Wisconsin reports, North Carolina reports, Pennsylvania doesn't report, Arizona doesn't report, Georgia reports. If you have him winning Georgia, North Carolina, he squeaks in New Hampshire in there just for shits and giggles, doesn't really need it, and then takes Nevada, and he's showing a very good turnout in Pennsylvania and Arizona, and Maricopa County can't really, and Philadelphia and Pittsburgh can't necessarily save her, his fucking race is over. Let her go after Nebraska. That's I don't care. The chances of Nebraska playing would require a split in the swing states. Now, here we go. Here's a roulette
Yes.
statistic. Roulette statistic here, honey.
Roulette statistic.
Here it is. The person who picks up. Thank you so much, Jesus. Jesus Christos. Appreciate you. Statistically, in the past, okay, so this is a statistical, this is a prediction based on statistics and previous elections, but one that holds very, very true is that very rarely do the swing states go to one candidate or are split. In fact, they hardly ever do. In fact, I don't even know if it's happened. I would have to look up at all 46 elections and find out. Well, it's more than 46, but I'm pretty confident. I can't think of one, but I'll have to look it up. There might be one from fucking 1863, and yes, it is 46 elections. I don't know what I'm thinking. President can serve twice, but it doesn't mean that it's not a new president. So I don't believe so. Splitting the swing states just doesn't happen. And usually it's not a winner take all, but the ratio to proportion is like, if there's 5, it's a 4-1. If there's 6, it's a 4-2. If there's 7, it's 5-2. It's usually you just don't see that. Now, that is a statistical probability, okay? It's a guess. But it's one that's fairly fucking consistent based upon elections, because I don't think there has ever been an election where they split the swing states, unless it's an extremely low number, like 4 or 3 or 2. You can't split on a 3 and you can't split on a 1. So 2 or 4. But I'd have to look. I feel that this is what I've said. I think Trump's going to win. If he gets office again, is a completely different conversation. I believe the Democrats will do whatever they can and will not certify this election.
That's where there's going to be an issue.
Yes. I truly believe that the Democrats, no matter what happens, will not certify Donald Trump as the president of the United States. They just won't. Okay, Wisconsin, one look and that's it. Absentee mail, 537,645. Early person, 800,000. Total votes, 1.3 million. The expectation is to have roughly 3.2 million votes this year in Wisconsin, so we're about 42% of the way there and might just get to 50 and with a couple of early in-person voting days remaining. Well, here's the thing. Fucking Georgia already has like 3 million votes in. Georgia is like, dude, you guys, there's something that's happened here. And either it is they hate Trump and people are coming out in droves, but they didn't do it in 2016 and 2020 to the same extent, or Republicans have activated. Listen, look at the economy. Look at the geopolitical situation in America. Look at transgenders. Look at our kids. Look at our schools. Look at our education system. Look at inflation. Look at housing costs. Look at the Fed. Look where we are with Ukraine. Look at the overall spending. Look at the budget. Folks, people are scared. And they're not going to, and she is the administration that did this. I just don't think you're going to see America put her in this. Like, okay, all right, I'm going to say, I don't fucking care. I'll put my reputation on this because it's just a feeling. This feels like Mondale Reagan to me. It feels like Mike Dukakis. It feels like Nixon. This feels like she's going to get fucking destroyed. Like 40-10 states. Like, I think New Hampshire can swing. I think New Mexico could swing. Because the border is a huge problem in Mexico. And there's Native Americans getting trafficked. And there's just missing kids in New Mexico, man. You've got Hispanics who run that fucking state. And they're done.
Hispanics are not, listen, this isn't a race thing, but African Americans have tolerated a lot of shit from Democrats. Latinos don't. They don't fucking care. Catholics have enough guilt. They don't want to mess around with this shit. And they have flipped several times, and they don't need generational change. The Latinos love Reagan. The Latinos loved Bush. The Latinos hated Trump. Now they love Trump. There's generational change, and then there is necessity. This feels like necessity to me. This feels like people are really scared and they're not fucking around. This is what it feels like to me. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But in 2016, I thought he was going to lose and he won. 2020, I thought he was going to win and he lost. But I'll tell you what, this one just feels more grounded. I'm smarter. I think I'm on the top of my game when it comes to these things. I think I have watched and I understand where America's at. I didn't know where they were in 2020 because I was not into politics as much as I should have been. I was just getting back into everything. But I have a good feeling. I have a good feeling. People are scared. They don't want World War III. And they just know that Democrats are weak. And they always have been. You got the Jews who are upset at the Democrats. You got Muslims that are upset at the Democrats. You got the Amish that are upset at the Democrats. You got Mexicans upset at the Democrats. You got blacks against the Democrats. You got all fucking white people, Christians, gun owners. You got gays and lesbians who are pissed off at the Democrats right now. We got a lot to cover. And I'm not going to put my wife through it. So if she wants to jump off at 9, she can. But I got too much to cover. We got a lot to do. I want to say thank you, Liv. I know we were joking around earlier. Well, I don't think you were joking around. You really think I was being grumpy. But I love you. And I love that I'm so glad you're my wife. And you make me proud. Even when you don't want to, you try. And that means the world to me. And I could tell you didn't want to. And I had to.
No, it's not that I didn't want to. I didn't understand it, and it.
Anyway, so just learn to take a compliment. I just muted your mic. Thanks. Okay, so. Okay, so let's get into this now. Liz Cheney, Libby.
Yes.
Donald Trump made a comment, and I want to play this, and I want to get your gut reaction.
Okay.
Okay, and. We have so much to cover. There's so many good things going on tonight. Folks, don't leave. Keep tipping. Liv stays when we tip. If you keep donating, Liv won't leave. But if you don't, she gets bored and she only cares about money. She's a gold digger and she'll take off.
I was a gold digger.
Shush. Not getting into personal finances. Okay, here we go.
I would have gone after one of those hockey players.
Oh
that
my
asked me
God,
for my phone number
Liv.
25 years ago.
Okay, listen to this. This is some controversy. Okay, Here it is.
She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her. Okay, let's see how she feels about it. You know, when the guns are trained on her face. You know, they're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington in a nice building saying, oh, gee, let's send 10,000 troops right into the mouth of the enemy. But she's a stupid person. And I used to I'd have meetings with a lot of people, and she always wanted to go to war with people. So.
No, wait.
She's a radical war.
Okay. First reaction. Give it to me.
Probably shouldn't be saying that right now.
Okay.
Let's keep our mouths shut.
Okay, fair. All right.
Is it weird?
Now, let's listen to it. By the way, everyone loved Yenny's position because she was reaching down and touching the second level with her paw. All right. So now let's listen to it in full context, okay? Okay?
Okay.
Okay, great.
Is it weird for you to see Liz Cheney, that'd be Dick Cheney's repulsive little daughter, running against you with Kamala Harris?
Well, I think it hurts Kamala a lot, actually. Look, she's a deranged person. But the reason she couldn't stand me is that she always wanted to go to war with people. I don't want to go to war. She wanted to go. She wanted to stay in Syria. I took them out. She wanted to stay in Iraq. I took them out. I mean, if it were up to her, we'd be in 50 different countries. She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. You know, when the guns are trained on her face. You know, they're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington in a nice building saying, oh, gee, let's send 10,000 troops right into the mouth of the enemy. But she's a stupid person. And I used to I'd have meetings with a lot of people, and she always wanted to go to war with people.
Is it
okay? Now,
Little different.
okay. So let's listen to the way that the media.
Oh, I already know how they're going to spin it.
Oh, of course you know how they're going to. How are they going to spin it, Sweet Pea?
They're going to spin it. They're going to take little bits that let's have 9 guns pointing at her face, and they're going to say that he wants to the M word to Cheney. I don't know if I can say that.
No, well, what would you call that if 9 guns are pointing at her? What would you call that? Starts with an E. And
execution.
It rhymes with schmexecution.
I have a question about Cheney before we go any further.
Yeah, go ahead, give it to me.
Why? I've heard nothing but negatives about her, but you say she's got a 90% rate that she voted with Donald Trump. How is this?
93%. She was actually ranked number 12th congressperson. If you took the House and the Senate, put them together, and took Liz Cheney, she voted 93% with Trump. That's why they're like, she's a rhino, and Thomas Massey isn't. And Thomas Massey voted like 53% with Trump outside of the last year, which is an election year. So, of course. So, people don't know what the word rhino means. They made it up for anybody, essentially, who does not support Trump, is a Republican in name only. Truly what Republican in name only means, and the etymology of the word, is that there were people who misaligned or disagreed with their overall party. And those people, instead of becoming independent, which became prominent in the later 80s and 90s, really didn't have another party to go to. So they would switch to Republican or switch to Democrat. But their values never really aligned with. Sometimes because there's a Democrat contender, they'll switch and become a Republican because it would be easier for them get more funding when there's not 2 Democrats running against each other. So it used to be a way of switching and would say, well, that person's not really a Republican or they're not a Democrat. They're just doing that, and it's a name only. Now it's become, if you're a rhino, you don't support Donald Trump and you're a never Trumper. But the interesting confliction in this is that Liz Cheney supported Donald Trump fervently. It had a better voting record with Trump than Marjorie Taylor Greene, which is an interesting thing. So although Liz Cheney is a complete snatcheroo, which she is, and she got her, she hates Donald Trump and has kind of always disliked him, but felt that January 6th was really kind of propagated by Donald Trump's actions. And it's not hard to disagree with her because Donald Trump did, on the pulpit, say the election was stolen several times and said a whole bunch of shit. And he was getting some bad advice, but that doesn't matter. He said those things. But he didn't do January 6th. He didn't start January 6th. There's absolutely no evidence whatsoever that he instigated or started January 6th or had anything to do with it. But she got a feather in her cap, and she decided to go ahead and turn against Trump and go after him for J6. She didn't like it. And the Cheneys never liked Trump. Bush never liked Trump. They never endorsed him. They never will. The Cheneys and the Bushes do stick together. And this is what you get. You have someone who voted with Trump because she's a Republican, but really despises him. There it is.
Got it.
Okay, so let's go ahead and listen to this shit because this is interesting.
With him, and like as I said, some people like it, some people do not.
I'm so sorry. It's right audio, no left audio. So anybody's listening with headphones, I apologize. This is going to suck.
But it's clear that even the people who do not like it are still voting for him, even after this raucous week that we have had of back and forth and rhetoric between the two campaigns. And that's just
we don't know what the impact will be of these latest comments, right? I mean, Karen, that I mean, you and I both know, and Lance, you know this too. I mean, things happen late in the I mean, I covered the 2004 presidential campaign. I covered John Kerry, and there was an Osama bin Laden video that came out the weekend before the election. And there was a lot of analysis that said that moved votes at the very end. So Donald Trump talking about executing Liz Cheney, and let's just be clear, when you talk about 9 barrels, I'm sorry for all the folks out there who want to dance on the head of a pin, that is what he is talking about, an execution fantasy. But Karen, your thoughts on how this could move the race?
With him, and like as I said, some people like it, some people do not.
I didn't
But
expect
it's clear-
anything less.
No, and why would you? Because this is what they do. So, Liv, when you think of this, what comes to mind when you hear 9 rifles? So, like, what comes to mind when you think of 9 rifles?
To be honest, I don't know. I was trying to listen to the whole thing, and nothing really.
Well, don't listen to that. My thoughts are, like, when we talk about the number 9 in legal or law, what comes to mind? Is there anything that comes to mind? And you go, oh, the number 9. That's this.
No,
Okay.
9 doesn't
Supreme
make
Court
me react to anything.
Supreme Court justices.
Okay.
9. I think of. I think of the Greek councils, which were the 9. I think it's called a Nantiagram, which are the 9 points of God, I can't remember what it is. Doesn't matter. But when I think of 9, I don't think of a firing squad at all. Because in a firing squad is usually made up of 5 to 7 people. And what Donald Trump is saying is something that Democrats have said about the Gulf War. And I don't know if you remember this, but a lot of Democrats would go and they would hand leaflets to Newt Gingrich, and they would say, why don't you send your own kids over there? Roger Moore did this in his movies. Is why don't you send here's a pamphlet for a recruiting station for your children to go sign up for the war. And it shows how much Democrats have broken away from the norm. When you think of anti-war, which party would you say is anti-war?
I would think it'd be Republicans.
No, honey. Don't take a second before you answer. Which party, when you think peace, love, dope, Vietnam, flower and the rifle, hey man, yeah, smoke dope, put a peace sign on my belly, go to Woodstock. Who do you think those people were? You think they were conservatives? Republicans?
Probably not.
Okay.
To be honest, I have never thought of who hippies would be affiliated with.
They're totally fucking liberals. Totally liberals. The progressive movement came out of 1970s hippie movements. And these are the people that had to get jobs and had to shave their armpits and cut their hair and get BMWs and became yuppies. And the anti-war movement truly was coined by the left. But they're not that way anymore. You think they would be working towards peace. You think they would be working towards some sort of peace treaty in Ukraine. But it seems like they just want forever war. In Afghanistan, and in 21 years, and now you've got Ukraine. You had Obama that had 16 proxy wars, was killing American citizens, 286 American citizens killed overseas, some of them completely innocent. Now, there were men who were working with Al-Qaeda and ISIS, but their families and kids weren't. They didn't have due process, and they were killed by drone strikes. I mean, he had a drone war going on in 3 continents. So this whole thing, something changed. When we took a look at civil liberties and freedom of speech, this was always a leftist focus. We were trying to ban Playboy and Hustler and certain writings and not allowing them. And conservatives did a lot of that. But now we're the party that actually talks about contraception, right? And, you don't need to abort a child. You can use a condom. And liberals are like, fuck that, kill the baby. And you're just like, something's changed. This party has abandoned people. And I think when we look at 2024, hun, we're going to see that this party has left a lot of America behind and has really focused on the loudest of America and not the silent. And that's the one thing that the leftists always did, is they were really good at helping the silent majority or the silent minority. And now they just are moving towards the loudest portion of America, which is not what people agree with. So to me, when I look at 9, I don't think of a firing squad. And Donald Trump wasn't saying that she should be in a firing squad and that she should be executed. The whole thing is just ridiculous.
But when he says 9,
here's another one from CNN. Take a listen to this.
Congressman,
folks, if you haven't had a chance, you can tip and donate to the show at thedumshow.com/donate. We have a goal that we focus on every single night. We have hit it now for 22 nights in a row. This will be night 23. We have made our donation goals now for 7 months in a row. You guys fund us because Facebook said no more.
Facebook sucks.
Facebook sucks. So
suck, you jackass.
You jackass. So every time you guys donate, God saves a puppy. So if you want to save puppies, donate to the Don't Unfriend Me Show. You can go over to thedumshow.com/donate and help us out. Please do. We would be very appreciative.
When he says 9 barrels, when he says 9 barrels shooting at her, that obviously evokes images of a firing squad. It evokes images of an execution, does it not? Why would he say 9 barrels?
I don't know why he would.
I'll tell you why. Well, in a military setting, how many are in a squad, Liv? Look it up. Google it.
Yeah.
Google. Make it huge. Make it quick. We are $11 away from our goal, folks. Don't want to miss it by $11. If you have a chance, you can help the show. We got a lot of people on. A whole bunch of people on. Oh, my God. Look at how many people. How many in a squad, Liv?
4 to 9?
4 to 9. 9 is the squad. 9. So, military. What's a squad? It's not fucking AOC. A squad is 9 men on average. Now, there's 7-man squads, there's 4-man squads, there's 5-man squads, but the average squad in the military is 9. So, what do I think of? 9. 9. That's what I think of. I think a jury of 9. I think of a lot of things of 9 throughout history that have nothing to do with a firing squad. Because once again, a firing squad is 5 to 7 people. It's a ridiculous notion. 9 on average is a squad. The whole point of this is ridiculous. In no way, shape, or form was Donald Trump saying execute Liz Cheney. What he's saying was, if you're going to put American kids there, maybe you should go first. I like that. Nothing wrong with that.
He didn't say shooting. He said pointing.
That's right.
Say, I didn't know there were 9 barrels in a firing squad, honestly. So I'm at a little loss at that. But
well, because it isn't, and all you got to do is do a little research. They're going to try to do whatever they can to gain any advantage. They're going to turn everything into, and I just wish Trump would go into this and talk about the economy. Just talk about the economy. All right. Here we go. Liv? Liv?
I'm here.
Okay, JD Vance. I'm just asking, man. JD Vance on Joe Rogan
said this.
Surprised if me and Trump won just the normal gay guy vote, because again, they just wanted to be left the hell alone, and now you have all this crazy stuff on top of it that they're like, well, no, we didn't want to give pharmaceutical products to 9-year-olds who are transitioning their genders. We just wanted to be left the hell alone. Frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if me and Trump won just the normal gay guy vote.
Oh, they're upset. What's a normal gay guy?
Oh,
Liv, what's a normal gay guy?
I would just consider somebody who is gay, has a partner that's also a man, and just wants to live a normal life.
Would you consider a normal gay guy who believes that he's a woman?
No, I would not.
Would you believe a normal gay guy who believes that children need their penises lopped off?
No.
Would you believe a normal gay guy who believes that kids need to be chemically castrated?
No.
Do you believe that a normal gay guy thinks that we should read books with Filipino or El Salvadorian gardeners who are 33-year-old who is having a 6 or 9-year-old fellatio them after a sweaty day work in the garden?
No.
Probably not. So what's a normal gay guy? Just like you, just like me, and thinks that liberals are fucking crazy. That is who he's talking about. But, of course,
They'll spin anything he says.
Of course, the most non-liberal gay guy in the world, Anderson Cooper. I think rape is sexy. I think you're sexy.
To know what the different where the line is between a normal gay person and a not normal gay person.
I mean, the question is,
I'm assuming I can guess what it is, like, you know, anything related to drag, I guess in you know, that drag, you know, wearing as much makeup as Donald Trump wears, that would be considered not normal. It's fine for Donald Trump, but on a gay guy, that wouldn't be considered normal.
The other
says the gay guy who is literally wearing an inch worth of makeup right now. Help me. Look at that.
Yeah, he's got makeup on. For
Give
sure.
me a break. Face has shadows, folks. How do you know I'm not wearing makeup? I have shadows. I don't have reflective powder on. So you've got that. And then here is a reenactment of White Guys for Kamala. And this is so fucking accurate. This guy yells a lot, but it's a joke. So listen to it. Here we are.
I am straight! I'm not gay! I'm not gay! I'm straight! And I like women, and women only! There's nothing wrong with being gay, but I'm not! I'm not. Okay?
If you look at every white guy for Kamala, first thing you do is every Trump supporter is like, you're gay. And they get so pissed and they fucking melt down and they go in this diatribe about how they're not gay and they're straight. And, you know, they walk around with a pair of panties in their pocket. You know, they're such men. And they get really, really frustrated. And
Got it. I don't think I've seen any of them.
It's okay. And there are people who do understand, and that's all that matters. Here is going back and continuing the gay thing, if I can find this. Where'd it go? Here it is. Tell me what you think of this, Liv. Merry Christmas. Here's Tim. I was in France during the Afghanistan War and the French Revolution. And Mussolini and I shared a bottle of wine with weapons of war. And I was an E9, even though I was an E7, Stolen Valor, and Tim Walz. Here he is.
If you're a billionaire, Elon Musk, for example, say, that gay guy, Michigan knows that word. Look, that dude got a tax cut. That gay guy, that gay guy.
Why is it okay for Tim Walz to use gay as a slur? Isn't his party all about LGBTQRSTUV?
Supposed to be.
It's almost like, I don't know, hypocrisy.
Gee. I didn't think the Democrats had ever, they don't even know what that word means.
Let me ask you a question. What would you do if a man approached you and did this to you? And then what do you think subsequently I would do to them? Folks, $11 away from our goal. Mom, how are we doing? Do we have anything?
Nope.
Oh, no. Are you sure?
Yep. Look.
I think you're wrong.
Okay.
I think people care about us, and I think you don't care about them. And I think you're making...
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Got it.
Wait.
Yep, we got one.
Wait a second. Hold on a second.
I saw Amy's.
Did they say we...
Apparently, Jason got approved, and then they changed their mind or something. I just glanced at it real quick.
Wait a second. Did we get it or not?
I don't know. I don't think so. We'd have to call her.
Okay, we're not going.
Yeah.
Hold on. If you're receiving this email and you have not done so already, oh, come on. Yeah, let her know we're not going. Real quick, Joanne. Thank you, Kevin. Joanne Lutman. Want to tell you your name if you're still here and you're still watching the show. Lutman, as a lute, as a musical instrument, a stringed instrument, not a dulcimer, but a lute. Usually from the medieval and Renaissance period, carried by a man and one-man band. Sometimes they would have scratching spoons or tom-toms made of cow leather. Thank you, Thomas. But a minstrel nonetheless. And if you're a Jethro Tull fan, minstrel in the gallery. The minstrel in the... Yes, that's the song. And
Robbie, yes, we got your donation.
Yes.
I already put that in.
Yes, Robbie, we did. So Lutman, also derivative of German for justice or for integrity, so to speak. But Lutman, more than likely, even though it is not spelled the same as the L-U-T-E, but in German Lutman would be a mid-European namesake. And indicative of the minstrel or the bard or the... what else? I think bard and minstrel are good enough. There it is. Merry Christmas. Liv, what would you do if this guy came and talked to you? And what do you think I would do to him? Uh-oh.
I deserve to get
You do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting.
You're wearing MAGA shoes in
Yeah.
West Hollywood.
Yeah, I am. I'm wearing my dope-ass MAGA
like
shoes.
I said, go back a racist.
Yeah.
He's convicted for rape. It's
Not.
also illegal to film somebody in California.
Oh, what are you
without
going to do
their
about it?
consent. Nothing, you dumb c***. You ugly bitch.
Wouldn't
You've
know.
definitely been raped and you're okay with it.
You're so insane. You're so
I'm insane that
nuts.
you're filming a stranger.
Yeah, because you're literally saying you hope I get raped.
I hope you get what you deserve.
Wait, what do you hope?
That you get what you deserve.
What do I deserve? I mean, at least have the balls.
I have balls.
Yeah,
Yes, Amy, call in.
I can tell. You seem very fucking normal. What about Biden showering with his daughter and she wrote about it? Or when
Biden's
she's a
not running for
teenager.
president, you idiot.
He's the current president.
He's not running, you dumb shit.
I mean, hey, I'm just excited to make you famous.
Like I said, it's illegal to film people in the state.
What are you
going
gonna do about it?
Like, nothing. I don't even care.
Okay, then go. Mind your business. I deserve to.
Amy, call in. Yes. What happens, Matt, when they won't certify Trump? We'll talk about it. Liv, what would you do? You're walking in the street. What are you going to do? Seriously. I mean, not what you want to do, but what would you do in that situation?
I'd probably go tell him to fuck off. I mean, I don't know until you're in that situation of somebody coming up and just saying completely freaking something so insanely insensitive and rude. I don't know. Maybe I would. I'd probably pull out my phone just like she did and start recording. That way I had it on camera for the show. Probably.
Do you think I would have hit him?
15 years ago, yes.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt.
No doubt. The
No
first
doubt.
time, the first word
I would have
have
if
said,
I had a gun, I would have shot him 15 years ago.
You would have pummeled him into dirt.
Yes.
Now I think you would have tried to start a conversation with him.
Right.
And try to ask him some questions to understand why he is thinking the way he is thinking.
Yeah. The most assuredly, hey, man, whoa, focus on me. And at that time, I'm giving you the brush off sign, like, get out of the way, like, leave, like, go to the car, get yourself safe, right? And just, hey, man, don't focus on the girl, focus on me. What's your frustration? What's your problem? Bad day? Something going on with mom? Maybe the wife? Whatever it is, what's wrong? And then if he continues, well, that's a completely different story. But in my opinion, people who that and in that, there's something else that's the problem. And I don't think this guy wants to hate anyone. I don't think people think that way. But there are some people who are so pent up and so frustrated that they can't see that the person that's in front of them isn't the problem. And I don't know, man. You're right. 15 years ago, that guy would have been flat out. Like, he just would have been flat out.
Yeah.
There would be no conversation. His glasses would be embedded into his cheek. His dog would have flipped the fuck out, and he would have been out cold. Now, I just don't know if I would. The moment he called you a C word, I'm going to wrap him up. I'm probably going to wrap him up. But before that, I'm going to be like, bro, what's the fucking deal here, man? What's the problem? Thank you, Thomas. Hi, Ames.
Hi, Aim.
Hey guys, sorry, we had a
Okay,
date
so-
night tonight. So
No,
I had
don't be.
I had like half a bottle of wine. Not gonna lie.
No, we know you don't care about us.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Yeah,
Oh,
fuck you
by
guys.
the way, Leroy got his butthole checked and everything's fine, everybody. He's good. He had 3
good.
polyps. They cut him. They lasered him. He's healthy. He's 100% okay. We can't have sex for a week, but otherwise he's fine. Okay, go ahead. So, Amy, what do we
Well,
find
you can
out?
have sex, but it's just the reverse than you're used to.
I
So-
have to catch. I know. I have to catch.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we've already talked about that. Don't get involved in our love life. Seriously, it's up to Leroy and I. Don't.
You brought us
don't-
into it. So I'm involved. I'm a part of
shit.
it now.
Holy shit. Okay, so what did we find out? You guys say we're leaving at 8:30. I'm like, wait a second. What? Do we have press credentials? What's
Yeah.
going on?
So it's funny because I've been checking like every half hour all day long. Like, do we have press credentials? And then another friend of ours wanted to go as well. So I'm like, well, let's take a look. And Jason sent me a message at, I'm looking now, it was 9:07. And it says, hey, you're receiving, oh wait, that was the wrong one. That's the second one. Your media credentials have been approved. This was at 8:58 p.m. this evening. And I registered him under me. And I put like all my credentials down for the Don't Unfriend Me show. And I just put him down as like the camera guy. And he's like, I was like,
Right.
how'd you get approved? And I have nothing yet from my email. So I'm like, well, he's approved. Great. I'm on the list as a general admission person. So like, we'll just go, you know, like you'll register, you bring your camera. He's like packing up his camera stuff. Like he has all the stuff. So he's
Sure.
like, I'm going to take this one. He's like, do you think Matt will want a drone? I'm like, they probably won't allow drones.
They're going to allow a drone.
Yeah. That's what I thought. He's like, what about in the parking lot? I'm like, I doubt it.
No,
But
no
whatever.
drones. Yeah.
So he's like packing up. He's like, what about this? I'm like, I don't freaking know. So I'm like, great. Like mine's probably coming soon. So I'm like checking frantically.
And
I'm like, forward me your email. I click on the link. It says, I'm denied. So I'm like, how am I denied? And you're approved because you're the camera guy. You're lesser than me. I'm a host.
That's funny.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah. Which is a true story. And he's like, I don't know. I guess clearly they see the camera work and I'm better than you. And then like, what was it? 9 minutes later, he gets another email saying, oh, you're denied.
What did it say?
Yes. So
What
the
did it
first one
just-
says, all right, hello, Jason. If you're receiving this email, you have been credentialed for the following event. And it gives all the details. If you've not done so already, please ensure every representative from your outlet credentials themselves individually using their own email address. Do not use one email address for their entire media team. This will result in inaccurate denied results. There's like a bunch of other not important information.
Okay.
That was at 8:58.
Okay, so what Amy is talking about is there is a Trump rally in Virginia, down in Southern Virginia, that we're thinking of going to if we have press credentials. If not, I'm not going down there to wait in line and then just be denied. Fuck that. I'm not going driving 3 hours and then them saying, sorry, there's not enough room. And then I'm like, fuck this. And then I'm out of here. Leroy.
That's my concern.
So I turned in I haven't gotten anything, which means that they're researching. Like I put on mine and they're researching, but I just don't know.
Did you put me in there or no?
I'm the only one that needs to be on, and then I'll bring my, they'll I don't know. I don't think we're going to get it, but I don't want to. I don't want to plan on going unless we're credentialed up, and we need the Trump campaign has to get us press credentials, and we got to find a way how to do that, and that's my responsibility. So I'll try to do it myself. Whatever.
Well, so he gets this email at 9:07. So again, this is 9 minutes later. Hello, Jason. If you're receiving this email, we are unable to credential you for the event. And it gives the details. Any name that does not appear on your list will not be permitted to enter as credentialed media. So does it sound? It's so confusing. Yeah, I forwarded you the emails because I'm like, it's so fucking confused. Excuse my language.
You're fine. You're fine. So let's do this. Let's just wait and see. If we don't have an answer by 11 o'clock, we're waving off because I'm not driving that 3 hours. If I'm not going down there without guaranteed admission.
So we are guaranteed admission because I got the generic. I registered as a general admission person first, and I got that. So I have two.
It's not a guaranteed. Let me just explain how this works. I love you to death. I have to explain how this works.
Yeah.
Even if you're GA, it's who shows up first and who's standing in line. So if they're only allowing 3,000, 5,000, 6,000, and you stand at 6,001, you're not getting in.
Right.
So you have to be there now.
The biggest boobs, though. I'm pretty confident in that, and like pretty much the East Coast.
I completely agree, but that doesn't do much for Jason and I. So
or me.
So yeah. So I don't know. I'd like.
Yeah.
You would think that he would be like, right now, get as much as you can, but this is my fault for not thinking of this beforehand. You know what I mean?
Well, they didn't announce this until
I know
crap that came out with Virginia. This was not a planned rally. This was not a planned stop. This was in direct response to the shit that Kamala Harris and her team tried to propagandize with Virginia. So
what?
I literally had a half a bottle of wine. I'm not.
Remember. I think what you're talking about is when the 1,600 votes, the illegal votes. Is that what you're talking about? Because my understanding is, well, the Supreme Court cited, but it's my understanding that Virginia is softening. Big.
Yes, they are.
Big,
but this wasn't a planned rally. It was after that happened.
I know, but there's rumors, and I can't. Oh, can I say this? Yeah, fuck it. I'm going to say it. There's rumors that Youngkin's going to be there.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, and if Youngkin's going to be there,
I think it was on the DNC or RNC website.
Well, I didn't know that because what I heard is that Youngkin was going to show up and Nikki Haley were both going to show up. And if they do, that is going to be a huge draw on Election Day. People are going to get really excited about that. So Youngkin has to endorse him full-throated. And if he comes to Virginia, it's the right thing. Because if it's winnable and they feel that there's softness in Southern Virginia where the hurricane was, then they just want massive turnout. So, because remember, the states are based on the popular vote. And so if you can get that turnout in Virginia, it was 200,000 votes. But if he feels that she's soft and they're not turning out for her, which Virginia right now is demonstrating from what I'm hearing, Republicans are turning out at a rapid clip, that this could be softening. And if he gets Virginia, it's fucking over. It's over.
Yeah.
This election is over. Like, and Virginia will come in early. Like, we don't even need Pennsylvania. Fuck Pennsylvania.
Right.
We get Virginia. This race is over.
So the last time he did a rally here in Virginia, I was very, very, very pregnant with my daughter who's about to have her next birthday.
Are you releasing that Donald Trump is the father of your daughter?
No.
Oh,
God,
damn.
no. I wish.
like,
I wish.
You heard it here first, folks. Make sure you share this, like, and subscribe.
I wish. And she has great hair as Donald J. Trump, but it's not as light as his. However, I didn't. We could have gone to that rally. We live 4 miles from there. Like,
Yeah.
but I was so pregnant.
Wait,
and my dad was here. We didn't go.
When was it? Did he go to Fairfax? Where was he?
No, he was here in Loudoun County at the fairgrounds.
Oh, was he?
Close. Yes. Yeah. It was
Oh,
so
I
close to
should've-
our home.
All right.
And
Yeah, that's where
go.
Youngkin was when we went.
Yeah, and Youngkin made us wait 2.5 hours, and I said, "Fuck this," and I left. Yeah. So.
Somebody said to try to contact Eric Trump, see if we can get in.
Oh yeah, I'll just go call.
Well, and I was gonna call. Today was a weird day.
Funny you said that. Hold on. E-Dog. Yeah, man. What's up, bro? Shit, man. It's been a while.
So why were your kids off of school today? Can I ask?
Wait, what? Why? What? Who?
Why were your
what?
children off of school today? Can I ask what
They
the
get a
holiday
full week for winter break.
They've changed it. They don't give them a full 2 weeks at Christmas now.
What's today?
I'm answering your question. They hit them in October for Halloween. They hit them a week in Thanksgiving. They give them another week in Christmas. And it's honestly nice because it gives them a nice stopgap in between summer and regular school. So that's why.
Okay.
Yeah. No holiday. They always get a couple days off for
Diwali.
the end of the quarter, which is always near Halloween anyway, and they get Halloween off.
Oh shit!
And
It's my man Obama. What's up, Obama? Shit, I'm sorry, guys. I got to take this.
Today is Diwali, which I'm not. I have Indian friends who are Hindu that celebrate Diwali. I know a little bit, not a lot, but today is actually a really important holiday for Christians, for Catholics especially.
What is it?
It's All Saints Day.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah. So it's like it's a very special day. So it's just like very like annoying that it's like you're off for Diwali. Fuck you, Catholics. Sorry.
I like you when you're on a bottle of wine there, Amy. You are hilarious.
I got to hear what you think about this. No, I gotta hear what you think about this. Watch this. Here is a video of Marine who heard them call all of us garbage, and I gotta pull up the Aimster. Hold on a second. Where is she? Hold on.
I don't. It's okay. I can just.
No, I gotta get you in. Just don't throw up. Just hold on.
Come on.
Here you go. Oh, come on. Show up. Show up.
It's okay.
Show up. No. I gotta get you on here. Stop saying it's okay. It's not okay. There we go. There's Amy. Glad you weren't picking your nose. Right. What an opportune moment.
And I'm not. I'm just like whew, pajama ready.
All right, here we go.
Top of the day, TikTok. Yeah, a lot of things floating around on the news and so forth. You know, those reporters reporting that bull crap of what's going to happen, what they perceive to happen. They want to call us garbage. You want to call us garbage? We're the ones that protected your ass when shit was rough. You know, while you was home sucking on mommy's tit. Yeah, we the real deal. Gonna fuck around and find out who we really are. Because we don't play that. We don't play that at all. You might have some plans. They might have some plans. But we got plans of our own. Not that you got to hear about them. You know, the funny thing is we don't even have to talk to each other. We already know. We already know. So when that time comes and you turn that switch on, we're going to give you everything that you ever asked for and then some.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm in.
He's right. You don't have to tell war fighters how to fight. You don't have to tell war fighters how to fight, and they'll know the day. Yenny, please. Yes. Okay. Good. We're turning it off. You don't have to tell them, and it is. There's a lot of pissed off people out there, and there's people who are done with this shit, and they're like, okay, you know what? You want to call us garbage? You want to call us trash? You want to call us deplorable? But see, the thing is that liberals, you're now pissing off black people. You're pissing off Mexicans.
You're pissing off Hindus. You're pissing off Muslims. You're pissing off Jews. You can have all the women you want, but let me tell you something. If you think that demographic is impenetrable, it's not. Because bitches turn on bitches. And if Kamala thinks that she's going to get all them when she's spouting all this shit and you look at the housing prices and women are ready to lose their home. They're ready to lose their walk-in closet. They're ready to lose their car. They're ready to lose their savings. Their kids are in jeopardy. All these things. They ain't going to stand by you. They're going to choose their family. They're going to choose their husband. And politics only goes so far. Amy, and then Olivia, and then we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah, I'm slow tonight. I'm sorry. I've had some wine. Gotta check out Manalu's in Frederick, y'all. It's amazing.
What is it, Italian?
It's Italian. It's like the best Italian food you'll ever have. And I mean that
The best ever, huge.
It's huge if you are if you just are a person who likes food. It's amazing.
Oh.
They make everything fresh. I have one food allergy as like a legitimate one, not as like a liberal one.
Yeah.
I'm getting us off topic.
No,
wine.
You're okay. Go ahead.
We need to drink together, Amy.
Holy shit, Amy. This is a half a bottle of wine. This is the way I am on a half a bottle of whiskey. This is a half a bottle of whiskey.
Well, I haven't been drinking in like, I don't know, months. So we were like, let's get some wine tonight. And there's this one wine that they get there at this restaurant that we can't get anywhere else, like anywhere ever in the United States. Like you can't get it. My parents are in Italy now. I was like, can you get us a case of this wine? They're like, yeah, we got you.
They got you a case.
Yeah. I was like, get whatever you can bring back stateside, get us that. And we got it. Yep. I don't think I'm drunk. I just think I'm like
you're drunk. Amy, you're drunk. If you start flashing the screen, I got to do two more things. I was going to do Olivia, but I got to show you this, and then we're going.
No, this guy was great though. Like I agree with him. Like he's amazing. I'm just not focusing a lot at the moment. I'm sorry.
Don't screw with the Marine Corps. Can I show you an uncomfortable? This is happening. Sorry. This is happening. No, not this.
I'm sorry to everyone who's on right now.
Nobody cares. They're literally laughing. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes alcoholism is a terrible thing, and your donations will stop this and help Amy get the help she needs. If you would not mind donating to thedumshow.com, we can get her the support that she so desperately needs, so she stops fucking photobombing our show, crashing our show, drunk, belligerent, saying insulting things. You're drunk.
I'm like tipsy.
You're shit faced. So you're close. Here is this video, and I want you to watch this because this is happening all over media, and this is what we're ending on, folks. So if you were planning on donating to the show, this is your last chance until
do it. I need rehab. I haven't drank in like a long ass time.
Do it. All right, here it is.
I'm falling off the wagon tonight.
Can you watch? Okay, can I just shut up for a second, Amy? God. So here's the thing. This is so bad. I've been here. Like,
sorry.
I feel no. Would you stop? I'm talking about the video.
Yeah.
Trying to set this up. So Todd Bridges from Different Strokes is now a newscaster, it looks like. You're about to see him. And I've been here when the video freezes on a guest, or Facebook drops off, or your wife says you're grumpy and wants to go ahead and get in a fight in the middle of a show. Whatever, or a drunk person comes on who's also a co-host on your show for 4 years and is absolutely verschnickled. Whatever it is, you got to roll with it.
Very much.
Shut up, Amy. You got to roll with the punches. Tai Chi, Darwinism, adapt, overcome, all that type of shit. Here it is. This poor guy. This is embarrassing. Watch this.
Look at his tie.
It looks like Todd Bridges.
It is freaking jacket. Oh my gosh.
He's horrible. This guy, first of all, this guy's a liberal from hell, and he thought that this was going to work out for him. But I want you to watch this.
Well, I've just got to say, we're news people, even though it's the opinion section. It's got to be reported. Bucks County was reversed by the court and instructed to open up extra days because they violated the law and told people to go home. So that lawsuit was brought by the Republican National Committee, and it was successful. The Supreme Court ruled that Glenn Youngkin was successful.
Yep.
We are news people, even though we have opinions, and we have to report the whole story if we bring up part of the story. So yes, he's upset about Bucks County, but he was right, and he won in court. That's the story.
I'll let you keep going, Jonathan.
No, I don't appreciate being lectured about reporting when many times you come here saying lots of things that aren't.
I won't
based
come
in
back,
fact.
Jonathan. I'm
But-
done.
but-
I'm done. This is the most
snap.
unfair election ad I have ever been a part of. You guys are working. That's fine. I'm done.
Wait.
So Ruth, you wrote a
wait,
column
wait,
this
wait,
week
wait.
ending with this line, and actually I think this is perfect. We're going to put it on the screen. You wrote, "You want to know the stakes of this election? Not only democracy, but decency." Talk more about that, Ruth.
Okay.
Now, I want you to know this because this happens
love
all the
everybody.
time. This happens all the time with Amy, is that Ruth stops blinking, stops talking, and stops moving.
Collecting myself.
Phone freezes.
Amy,
Or the
they
camera.
can't hear when you're talking over the video.
Yeah.
Please get your belligerent, drunk-ass wino self in control.
I'm dubbing it. I'm dubbing it.
We'll get it in post. Here it is. Here it is. Hold on a second. This is so good. Watch this guy, this poor guy. Here it is.
Collecting myself.
Oh, Ruth froze. Ruth is frozen. So hang in there, everyone. We're going to see if we can try to get Ruth back to this very. We're going to get Ruth back in a moment. This is First Look, Washington Post Live's nonstop shop for news and analysis, and Ruth is back. So I'm going to read that quote back again from your column, Ruth, where you wrote, "You want to know the stakes of this election? Not only democracy, but decency."
Ruth.
We lost her again.
Ruth.
Everybody,
I would
you've been watching First.
I would love if the guy would come back in frame and be like, "You want me back yet, motherfucker?"
He reminds me of someone. I can't think of who it is.
I can tell you right now.
Yeah.
He is the guy on Scrubs. The black
Oh,
gentleman on
I
Scrubs.
like that guy. I like him.
All right. Well, let's finish the video. Hold on.
Look, you know that these conversations can be interesting, contentious. You just saw Hugh Hewitt leave the conversation, which is lamentable, unfortunate. It is what it is. I am Jonathan Capehart. I want to thank you all very much for joining us on First Look. For more of these important conversations, please sign up for a Washington Post subscription. You can get a free trial by going to washingtonpost.com/live. Again, washingtonpost.com/live.
Important
I'm Jonathan
conversations
Capehart.
that didn't take place.
I don't see
Amy,
it.
Amy,
I
your
don't-
take, please.
I don't see that. I like the guy from Scrubs. I like him a lot. I don't know his name. I don't think they look alike.
Okay, that's fine.
Maybe
All-
the
well,
chin, but like I don't think the nose or the eyes. But he does look like
ladies
someone.
and gentlemen, I'm sorry, I have breaking news. I have to cut in. This just in. Amy says all black guys do not look alike.
They do not look alike. Asians on the fence.
Oh my God, I can't believe you just said it. That's awesome.
It's fine.
Go ahead, Amy. Anything else you want to say to our Asian population that we just lost everybody in China? We're sorry. And Laos. We apologize that you guys are going through so much suffering.
I'm really sorry for my bad comment. It was bad. It was pretty poor taste. But to my friends who are Asian, y'all know.
You don't have any more friends who are Asian. They just said no
I
more.
think- I'm pretty sure they still love me because they know I'm a horrible person at heart. So
You're not a horrible person. So what do you think of this guy who, I mean, the level of professionalism of having one of your guests walk out and then having it freeze? Is that instant karma? Because this is happening on media all over. People are just done with it. They're done with it. They are pushing back on the media versus this, letting them just pontificate and blabber. They're cutting them off and saying, you know what? I'm going to speak my piece. Is this what I mean? Is legacy media dead? That's my question. We're going to end on this tonight.
No.
Legacy
Legacy media.
Yeah.
Legacy
it cannot be
media
dead.
is CBS, ABC, NBC, Fox News. Legacy media, like it has. Okay, let me
all
rephrase.
the good ones.
Let me wait. What has
All
has
the good ones.
stop? Have podcasts? Citizen journalists, the Tim Pools, the Joe Rogans, have they replaced what cable news and what ABC, CBS, and NBC used to be? That's my question, Amy.
No, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
You are the age of 12 to how old am I? I don't know. Maybe like I'm gonna go like 10 years younger than me. Like I think I'm like maybe like 35-ish. I don't really know how old I am. But if you're like that age, you love the podcasts and all the new cool people. And if you're over those ages, you are really into legacy media and probably love all the CNN people. I just
Amy,
can't
is this what the room looks like right now?
Oh, you're gonna make her sick.
I'm sorry. I don't drink anymore. And I even said like we should not get a bottle of wine, but we did because it's cheaper to get the bottle than it was to just get like a glass.
Did you count rosary before you started drinking, or are you going to do that tomorrow? Ask for forgiveness.
So we just do rosary on Mondays. We should do it every day. But we do it on Mondays.
Okay, good enough. Liv, your opinion on legacy media. Is legacy media dead?
I'm gonna agree with her, with Amy. The drunk girl.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that you've got the older generation that doesn't understand internet and computers and stuff like that, and they just don't get it. So they watch their news either if they still get a newspaper, or they watch the news on cable TV.
Do you really think that's like, okay, so real quick, I'm sorry, I know you're trying to explain. When you said newspaper, newspapers are a thing of the past. Like they just don't
get one every week though.
Yeah,
there are some, they're expensive, I'm assuming now, but yeah, there are some newspapers that still go, and some people older people don't want that part to die, and they will. And when this generation goes, then yeah, I think the legacy media is going to start to go downhill, because the younger generation is getting their news from podcasts and TikTok and YouTube and everywhere else. Yeah. And that's where they're getting their news. And that's where you're seeing the rise in podcasts and shows like ours and stuff like that.
We're in so much trouble. Yeah. The world's in trouble.
But until that generation goes, I mean, like my mom and dad's generation, watching a podcast, are you freaking serious? Never. It would never happen. So that generation needs to, not that I want them to, but once that generation does go, yes, I think it will definitely start to.
You heard it here first. Yeah, you heard it here first, everyone. Liv wants everyone who is older
to die.
You don't like Asians, and I don't like old people. So there we go.
I love Asians. I love Asians. I love the Asians.
The only problem with disrespecting. Jeez, so fucking late. Go ahead, Amy.
I love Asians.
No, go ahead, Amy.
I can count all my Asian friends on like two hands. They're awesome. And I was just saying to Jason, I was like, tell your Asian friend whose kids go to school with JD Vance. I was like, tell him to call JD Vance and get us credentials approved. This is before I had wine. I was like, can you call him? Because our kids go to school together. I was like, can you please get him to approve our freaking credentials so we can go?
That would be nice, because I'd like to go. I think we'd be great. Right? Go to breakfast and go.
So that's my Asian friends. They're amazing. Fucking love them.
So we got a couple of viewers who aren't Asian, so we have to listen to them. Dodie says, heck, I'm 63. I call BS. Podcast is what I mainly watch.
Dodie, you are younger than my parents.
Lisa says,
same.
Lady says, are you talking about people over 90? I'm 67. I don't watch mainstream media, Tom says.
Still older. My parents are way older, like by 10 years plus.
Paula says, I'm older and no, I prefer the podcast. Jean says, I'm 66 and I watch you guys. I think you guys are a bunch of ageist dicks. I think you and Olivia are ageist. But here's the thing, is the demographic of the 75 to 80 folks. I don't know if you understand this, Amy and Olivia, but the old generation that didn't grow up with computers is extremely small. And I mean tiny, like small. So my dad, my mom, older, 86, almost 90, they had computers in their life at a fairly, 40 years old, 38 years old, where the internet was born through AOL, and they all experienced it. They had to relearn at work. So I don't know if I hold that true, because you can look at Joe Rogan, and his show will get 100 million views in 72 hours, and Fox News or any of the other outlets, you could combine every legacy outlet and none of them even encroach upon 100 million ever. Unless there's a giant event, and then Joe Rogan goes to 200 million. I think the days of the legacy media, they look archaic. They look boring. It's like going to the library. Some people are like, I love going to the library. My case in point.
I love the library. So I love it.
Jeez.
And if you can find the Library of Congress, because you could get any book from any time period, you can get it printed. You can get I'm just saying, you can get it copyrighted before a time period.
If we actually get credentials for tomorrow, you sure going to be up?
Yeah,
not super hungover on the car ride there?
That was my concern.
Because of my age. No, because of my age. It's funny because I can't sleep anymore. I think it's my hormones and my age. And I get up every day. So it is. That's how I feel. I can't sleep past 5:30. It's like plausibly impossible for me. Yes. Make it green. That's how I feel.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I apologize to everyone.
Call you Shrek from now on.
I just feel bad because sometimes you don't know that you've had some drink. I know I intentionally had some drink. I did not drive.
How many drinks did Jason have?
How many drinks did Jason
Or did
have?
you take an Uber?
Or did you take an Uber?
No. He doesn't.
Were you drinking?
So
were you drinking?
I
and
never
driving?
drink. I stopped drinking a year ago because I was like, I just don't like how it makes me feel. But it was a day. It's a week. It was a week. And I was like, he's like, let's go get your favorite wine. I was like, yes, we should do that. So we did. And then I drank we had brought half the bottle home. And so he didn't drink, but I drank. And I even ordered pasta, and I was not going to order the pasta.
What type of pasta?
So it's how you guys got to.
Oh my God!
there.
Okay. So here,
It's
I have an idea. How about this? How about once a month we do Saturday sloshing, and we get out back. And we get ourselves a campfire and put it, and we sit around and we drink and we videotape this shit.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be fun.
We have a huge have you guys seen our fire pit? It's enormous.
Hey, Hayden, Amy's shit-faced.
She's on the show right now. You should come see.
She's drunk.
Oh, it's hilarious.
No, I'm not drunk.
Oh, it's hilarious. Yes, you are. You're slurring your words. You're slurring your words. Yes, you are. You are so slurred.
Hi, Amy.
Hi. I'm not. This is not. Don't be like me. Learn from my mistakes. And this is not what you want to be when you are an adult. That's all I'm saying. So make better choices than this.
Yeah, she's definitely drunk. I can tell.
I'm not drunk. I've had a couple, some wine, like 2
I've had.
glasses of wine.
I'm not as thin as I drunk I am.
I had 2 glasses of wine.
She's had way too many martinis.
No, I had wine. I had wine.
How much?
So true. How much wine?
I had 2 glasses of wine. And
this size?
No.
This size?
I'm not sure. We go to you guys gotta go there. It's so good. It's called Manalu's. It's the best. So
we're supposed to go celebrate this weekend anyway, so
please go. Just
what are we celebrating?
My mammogram results.
Oh, that's right.
And my ultrasound results.
Yep, and they actually found her boobs. So we're for fuck's sakes, Hade. God, you just spit in my eye.
This is like a very heavy topic to give a drunk person.
You said you weren't drunk.
I thought you weren't drunk,
I'm not
liar.
Talk about your daughter Hayden, who's clearly
We're not that drunk.
I don't drink a lot.
She's
I
trash.
used to drink a lot, but I don't drink anymore. So
Oh yeah, we can tell. I wonder why you stopped. Don't spit on me again. My eye is literally. I feel like it's. I feel like I got lizard venom in my eye.
Oh goodness.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
So-
I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble.
So did you eat any food before you started drinking, or did you drink and then eat?
So I ate nothing.
You drank before
all
you
day.
ate. Yep,
I'm sorry.
I had a
I'm
feeling.
sorry. I'm sorry. Don't yell at me.
Ow, Hayden.
Did I spit in your eye again?
Ow. Okay.
No,
You
just
yelled in my ear. You're ripping my ear out. You spit in my eye. My elbow is right here.
How
and you
about
don't-
you guys switch headphones?
Yeah, why do you give me this ear every time?
Why don't you switch so it's a
No,
little bit
Hayden,
easier?
because I'm not smart.
Yeah, we know that, but
Okay. All
What
right.
do the balls of you
Okay.
for once? Come here. No, come here. No, seriously. Okay, please.
Don't make I don't think Jason likes the show. What do I need to know?
No,
Is
he
Jason?
listens like every day, and
Jason, he doesn't want to be on the show. He doesn't. He's feeling insecure, and he doesn't need you
no,
to yell
you
at
know
him.
what? He's embarrassed of me, and I can't.
Oh, he
listen
should be.
to it.
I mean, we're gonna cut this thing. We're
fine.
gonna play it back.
It's fine. I can't get this in. It's so hard.
It's like-
Sorry, Hayden. Sorry.
Does anyone have any questions for Amy? Because it would be really fun for you to ask her anything you want.
Come in. Okay, are you coming in? Come in on this side. No, oh, my shoes. I bought new shoes.
Oh,
You
let's
bought
see.
them in. Yeah, I bought.
Let me see.
Just give it to me. Come over
This
here.
is
Don't be
why,
scared.
Hayden, when you drink, you can't lie to us because we'll know. Oh, those are cute.
Those are cool.
Those
I
are
couldn't get the real Trump shoes, so I got the golden faux Trump shoes. So
Can you do
Come
me a
here.
favor, Amy? Could you answer a question for me in Kamala speak?
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you a question. Are you ready?
100%. Yeah, I'm ready.
Can you please tell us how you plan on addressing interest rates and affordable housing for Americans, please?
Oh, super easy. That's not Kamala. Okay, so first of all, I grew up in a middle class family. And oh my gosh. So y'all, okay. Interest rate, Joe Biden. It's great, you guys. It's been like, oh god, and then what could be? What could be? Unburdened by what has been. And I will say this:
Just to be
family-
clear,
my family. Excuse me. I have grown up in a middle class family. And we love to kill unborn babies. And it's our dream. It's our dream to have parents put in jail for their children being late to school. And y'all, oh my gosh. Oh, hey y'all. Let me change demographics here. What are we doing? My Indian or black right now? I don't know. Let me hold on. Hey y'all.
Oh god.
In my communities where we identify as open spirits, we want to welcome you into letting criminals off with no bail. It's illegal. It's wrong. If you are not a criminal who has committed a crime that's with, I don't know, above with my kind of people, then you have to go. You can get out for free.
I want to say thank you. Oh fuck.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Excuse me.
You gotta laugh now.
I'm talking here.
Yeah. Rude. Don't interrupt.
I'm speaking.
I don't know anymore.
You got to talk about those Venn diagrams there, Kamala.
So I want to say congratulations. You actually made more sense than Kamala Harris ever has.
It's
so
true.
it was fantastic.
And she's sober.
Oh my goodness.
No, she is
and
not.
she's sober.
Oh no, Kamala Harris is never sober.
Kamala is not.
You know when she's sober because this is her face.
Yeah, I am sober-ish mostly. I couldn't operate a vehicle, but I didn't.
A vehicle? A vehicle?
That's what I said. So it's true. Anyways, I am not driving, and we're not driving.
Annie Marcelli says, okay, I'm missing something here. My daughter called as I was coming to watch the show. What's wrong with Amy? Amy has had a few too many glasses of wine.
I had 2 glasses of wine.
2 bottles.
It was my date. It was in my date night. Jason and I have not had any burdened time by what has been, and we needed to connect.
Why?
We went on a date.
Want to call
after
Tell someone to call.
Diwali and All Saints Day, which is what we celebrate at church, and then the people unburdened by what has been.
If someone's trying to call, the phone lines are open for another 3 minutes, and then we're going because Olivia and I need to unburden each other by what has been.
Okay, I came in here to ask a question about English. Can I ask that question now?
Sure.
probably
Come
wrong.
down and talk to the mic.
Okay, Mom.
Yes.
There are 3 different scents. CENT is
Why don't you
as
trust
in
me? Why don't
money.
you ever ask me questions
That's money.
about English?
CENT is as in money.
Money.
SENT as in like I sent her away, and SCENT is like smell, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. That's all I need you to know. Because
Yeah.
I'm like I tried to do
And
something
2,
for,
2, and 2.
You also forgot one other, but that's okay.
Just saying that out loud.
Don't let the floodgates open. They won't shut for the rest of the night.
So
All right, we got. Wait, okay, Kamala, hold on a second. Amy, I'm muting you. Caller, what did you want to talk to Amy about? Because she can't stop talking. Caller, go ahead.
Hola.
Mel, is that Mel? Mel, go ahead and tell us what was your question or comment that you have for Amy. Hello.
Oh no.
Hello, Mel.
Hola.
It's not working tonight, folks. I don't know what's going on. For some reason, we screwed it up. Amy, say goodbye and then go pee.
Love y'all. Okay, I am truly sorry.
Why?
For unburdening
Why are you Why are you
I-
sorry?
I'm sorry that you feel that way, everyone. And
oh my God,
it happens.
Yes, it does. Shit happens. That's a wonderful 1 minute. It's probably the best one you've ever delivered. We love you. We appreciate you. Please do this
Love
more
y'all.
often. Please do this more often. Good night.
No, I can't drink this much. I love y'all. Okay, I'll see you at 8:30.
No, we're not going.
Are we going?
No, we're not. We're not going.
8:30.
No,
We're gonna bring a cooler.
I'm not answering the phone. I'm not answering my
Unless
door.
unless you call us and say we got credentials, we're not going.
There's no way we're
I
going.
love y'all. Okay, I'll
Love
see
you.
you
Bye.
at 8:30.
Okay, bye. You're not going to see us at 8:30. We're not going to answer the door. Good night. Bye. Get the hell out of here. She's so funny.
Oh my gosh, that was
holy
freaking hilarious.
shit. That was
She got me crying over here.
do
goodness.
you have any
I don't think I could follow that up ever. So, oh my God.
Wow.
That was a great way to end the evening. We need to do that more often. One of us needs to get drunk and then come on the show. That's freaking hilarious. Go unburden your bladder. Oh, goodness.
Well,
That was fun. Did we give her any tips for her Alcoholics
I don't think we got any. Let me look.
No, we didn't. That's okay. All right, folks, listen, thanks for taking care of us tonight. We appreciate you. We love you. We will be off for the weekend. I'm not coming on unless there is something really bad. I need those morning shows. There's a lot. So we're going to go relax. We're going to spend the weekend together. Thank you so much. Monday, I want to give you a heads up. We will be diving into the Senate races, House races. Tuesday, we're on at 5 o'clock, and we will be on until we get an answer. It's going to be a long day. We're going to be here. We're going to rock and roll, and we are going to go find out, hopefully, and have a good idea of who the next president of the United States is going to be. And I hope it's not Kamala, but we're going to have a good time. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching the Don't Unfriend Me Show. Stop by the Don't Unfriend Me Show at thedumshow.com. Pick yourself up a hat, a jacket, some Red Friday merchandise. We have some great coffee over there. Oh, last thing, the Documents of Freedom. We have 4 left all the way up till Christmas. We're not going to make any more. I'm just not going to do it. So we've got the leather-bound set and the wooden set. I've got 4 more Documents of Freedom ready to go. I also need to give a wrench to Melanie and Judy. And also, I think Judy asked me to make hoodies with the 13 stars and the cross on it. I will do that too. Olivia, will you please remind me of those 2 things to do tomorrow? Because I do need to get those done. Cool. So hoodies and wrenches for our lovely mods.
Hoodies and wrenches.
Hoodies and wrenches. All right, folks.
Spelled it correctly.
If you have not had a chance, please hit the like, share button. Thanks for following us. Thanks for watching us. Thanks for being awesome. We love you all. We appreciate you. See ya on Monday. Good night, y'all.
Good night, y'all.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The DUM Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.